Hello, everyone, and welcome here to Williamsville South High School for this regular season finale here for the Erie Community College Cats as they play host to the Hocking Hawks. I'm Tanner Saunders. I'll be your play-by-play voice, joined on color by Tim Chifa, and we will see this ECC offense out on the field first. And we mentioned 8-0 or 8-1 record coming in for ECC, and a lot of that falls on the shoulders of their first-year starting quarterback Noah Willoughby.
Absolutely. Number four, someone that we are familiar with in the local area for sure. South Park graduate Noah Willoughby, who was a superstar around in this area, so very familiar. This year, leading the way for the Cats with 1,645 yards, 14 touchdowns, and very importantly, only two interceptions. So he takes care of the football. Something he'll have to do today for sure.
And not a team that runs the ball a lot, but when they do, they have two capable ball carriers with Cam Warburton and Tori Anderson.
Yeah, definitely a dual threat. But like you mentioned, they have only about 300 yards each, give or take. But this is a pass happy, throw the ball through the air and let Noah Willoughby do his thing.
And Hocking kicks it short. It's returned up to about the 40-yard line. So that's where we will see the Cats offense for the first time today and enter the aforementioned Noah Willoughby on the season. 116 for 195, completing 59.5% of his passes, 1,644 yards, 14 touchdowns, and two interceptions. Last week, in the win over Alfred JV on the road, he went 18 for 26, 277 yards, two touchdowns, sacked only one time, fewest times he's been sacked in a game this season. He did not play in the first meeting between these two teams, which that game was played, but ended up being a forfeit win for ECC. Man goes in motion across the formation on first down. Willoughby to throw. He fires over the middle, and that one is dropped, looking for Jarrell Green, but it'll be second down and 10.
And this is very much everyone eats type of offense. If you see, he spreads the ball around quite a bit. You just mentioned Jarrell Green, number one. Other targets that he likes is Kyle Scott Hopper, Reginald Hoax, Christian Park. So he spreads the ball around to everybody here. You see a spread offense with four receivers, only one in the backfield with him. So look for him to spread the ball all around.
That's Warburton in the back. Willoughby in the shotgun here on second down. Two receivers on either side of the formation. Here's the snap. The give goes to Warburton directly up the middle, and he'll pick up a nice chunk there on second down to keep him ahead of the sticks here and make it a manageable third down.
Yeah, really nice play here. Third down, right at about just shy of midfield, brings up about third and two, third and three, give or take here. So very manageable down here. Look for Willoughby to possibly use his legs here if he doesn't see anything real quick. But should be try to get rid of the ball real quick. Doesn't take sacks as you mentioned. Gets rid of the ball real nice. And you see the big running back in the backfield right now. That's a big kid right there.
Cats converting at 30.8% this year on third downs. Willoughby in the shotgun takes the snap and he pulls it out. He fires over the middle. That one is high and incomplete out of the reach of Jarrell Green there. So two targets on that drive for Green, but they couldn't make good on either one of them. So brings up fourth down, and out comes the punting unit.
Yeah, that's one I think Willoughby let they have back. Green was open there on the slant. It was a quick RPO option there. Willoughby chose to throw, just overshot him a little bit, but he was open for the first down. So good defensive stance there by Hocking, and let's see what they can do offensively.
Back to punt Gavin Carney. And they're going to fake it here. It's a run near side and getting the first down and then some, still going down the sidelines. So a little trickery there results in a first down for ECC. It's the tight end, Aaron Whitlinger.
Yeah, Air Villager from Clarence High School, locally, right down the street from here. Place he's familiar with, Will South, only down the street. Nice play there. I'm not sure if it was an audible call, they saw something they liked, or a planned one, but either way, huge first down for the Cats, and definitely threw Hawking for a loop there. They weren't expecting that, and a big game for a first down, and they are in business here, almost in the red zone already.
The run by Whitlinger gets him down to the 25-yard line. Not a team that we've seen run a lot of fakes on special teams. They had that one in the back pocket and a good time to pull it out there. It's first down now, and a flag comes out. This has been an issue for the Cats throughout this season. It's going to be
Delay a
against the
game.
offense. Yep.
Delay a game there. I think it may have been a little bit where the number one offense, the first team offense, may have not been prepared for the fake punt. Sometimes you'll see that after a play like that where they're expecting to go on defense, so they're on the bench getting some water with their helmets off or something like that. So a little bit of miscommunication there for the Cats, backing them up 5 downs, 5 yards. I'm sorry.
Cats were penalized for only 76 yards last week. That was the second time this year they've been penalized for under 100 yards. That just goes to show how much of an issue that's been for them this year. Whitlinger goes in motion on first down. It's going to be an off tackle run to Warburton. Looked like there's a big hole there, but it's swallowed up quickly. And he did get the lost penalty yardage back, which is good. So brings up second down.
I don't see. It's like Jarrell Green is not on this. I'm not on field for this offensive stance. He was targeted twice on that last drive, but so far I'm not the first couple plays not on the field for the Cats.
Hoax and Scott Harper, the two receivers in the game, and Hoax comes in motion to the near side of the formation. Here's Willoughby looking to throw, and he's going to load up, looking for Reginald Hoax, and Hoax made the catch, but couldn't get a foot down. It is incomplete. It'll bring up third down and long.
Yeah, real nice defense there by number 29 for Hoking, 29 Timothy Jennings, the cornerback for Hocking. They would just push him out of bounds there, unable to uh, unable to give the receiver any room at all to catch the ball. You see Hocking, they're playing a two safety defense, two backs, so it's tough to throw deep on those because you have the cornerback and the other safety covering the other half of the field. So it's tough to get the receivers open. I like these short passes over the middle. That's what they tried twice on the first drive, just unable to complete them.
And it looks like a timeout is going to be called early here by ECC, so they'll spend their first early. There was some confusion there. Reginald Hoax came running off the field late, so they'll take a second here. Coach Mike Kemp to talk things over.
You see a big third down here, possible 4 down territory. It's third and about 3, so you could set up 2 plays, but I don't know if that's right though. Is it Tanner?
It's
Third,
third and about 11 or
third and 11.
12.
Okay, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Which still, theoretically, you could have two plays here.
Yeah, if depending on what you do on the first play. If you obviously if
Hmm.
you go negative yards, you can. If you can
Right.
pick up 4 or 5, you can be 4 down territory.
And they go with four wide receivers, trips near side. Willoughby in the shotgun. And here's the snap. Willoughby short drop, and he's going to fire this one quick. It is caught, but no yards after the catch to be had. As the little hitch pattern is caught by Nigel Rossman, it brings up fourth down and now a decision.
Yeah, definitely a decision. It looks like the offense is staying on the field. So I'm assuming during that timeout they called 2 plays. But you see that's the third time now they are changing right now. It
Hmm.
looks like they're changing to probably a field goal attempt. But you see, Tanner, that was the third time that they tried to attack right in the middle of the field, which I think that's where the opening is, in between the two safeties and behind the linebackers. It's the third time they tried to have a pass there.
Gavin Carney on the season, 7 of 16 on field goal attempts. Snap a little bit high. Kick is on the way, and he drilled it. Gavin Carney
Great
from
kick.
downtown.
Great kick and a unexpected 3 points when they were looking to punt. They do a fake punt and at least turn it into 3 points.
So Gavin Carney puts three on the board for the Cats on their opening drive. I had mentioned coming into this game, 7 for 16 on field goal attempts. Last week went 2 for 2 when this is a good sign for him. He's now made 4 of his last 5 field goals after he had a stretch
Yeah.
earlier in the season where he missed 5 straight.
And it's going to get harder every week as you see. It's windier, it's colder, it's harder to kick. But you see, there's some confidence there in the coaching staff to give him a shot. And obviously he had a great game last week, and he's riding in high this week. So nice job there by the kicking crew and the special teams crew. So I would say so far special teams 1-0, that's for sure, with the fake
Hmm.
punt and the 3-point field goal there. So good job by the Cats all around. Maybe we'll finally see the Hocking offense. Maybe, who knows? Maybe a onside kick, right? Who knows? But
Carney set up to boot it away here. And they do indeed send it deep. This one is going to carry and
it's good.
go out of the back of the end zone there for the touchback. So we'll see this Hocking offense out on the field for the first time. For Hocking, they come into this game 2-6 on a one-game losing skid. Coming into this game, the offense averaging 29 points per game, which is their highest points per game average since the 22-23 season, where they averaged 25.2.
Yeah, if you look at their outside of the forfeit, I mean, their games are shootouts. They can definitely score the ball. 41-29, 50-33, 24-20. So they can put up some points. Even in their last loss, it was 29-23. So I don't think the offensive side of the ball seems to be the issue so far for Hocking this year.
And that snap is a little bit high. It's fielded by Brent Upshaw, and down he goes. Taken down for the sack by Jerry Hickman. Makes it second down and long.
Yeah, definitely not to start that Hocking wanted there offensively. It was a bad snap. It was high. Actually, really nice job there by Brent Upshaw, the quarterback, just to prevent almost snapped over his head. Could have been a disastrous start, but nonetheless, not to start that Hocking wanted for sure.
A second down and long behind the sticks here for the Hawks. And here's the snap. Upshaw. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and they'll get some of the lost yardage back there up to the 25-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. And Jerry Hickman once again made the tackle on the ball carrier, Michael Hall.
Yeah, Mike Hall there basically did get almost all the yardage back there from the sack. So brings up third down and about 10. Let's see what the aforementioned Brent Upshaw could do through the air here. This is the time of the year that you really take notice of the wind direction, and it's a really big part of the coin toss, where you want to throw the ball, where you want it in the second quarter and the fourth quarter.
And they come out bunch near side here. Upshaw, he's got all
Oh,
day. Here comes Hickman. He fires, and that one is dropped. Found a soft spot in the defense there, but Tristan Baxter couldn't reel it in.
Tanner, when I tell you number 9 Eric Thomas was wide open, I can't stress that more. He was by himself, waving like a fair catch down at about the 40-yard line of the Cats. There was no one within 10 yards of him. The quarterback just unable to see him. I mean, he was jumping up and down. Oh wow, that's something they're going to look for. Look, Cats got to cover that. They have to adjust for that one for sure. But definitely a missed opportunity for the Hawks there, and a nice defensive stance. You see, number 7, defensive back for ECC, Joshua Larry's a little hurt on the sideline right now.
And there's a penalty now against the Hawks. So now each team been penalized one time, and that'll move them back a little closer to their own goal line here for this punt situation.
You see Hocking, they're a bit out of sorts. They have the bad snap. They have a couple penalties now. Didn't adjust to the fake punt, so they got to settle down a little bit.
Here's the punt, and that one nearly blocked. Credit to the punter for even being able to
Yeah,
get that one away. And now Jackson Moritz is going to let it go. Takes a Hocking bounce inside the 45-yard line. So ECC drive start from their own 44 here, their second drive of the day.
yeah. Credit to the punter there. I don't know how he got that off. It's a lot of times the defensive side they feel like they're walking on eggshells, for the rush and the running into the kicker, or rushing the punter. So he had a, he didn't know which he should block the punter or tackle the punter there. You
Right.
could tell. So credit to the punter for Hocking, to almost do like a fake and got away and stepped up and punted rugby style, to at least give him a little bit of breathing room and down in at least in ECC territory.
First down and 10. Here's Willoughby in the shotgun. Looks like Torrey Anderson has checked into the game, but they're going to throw Willoughby. The three-step drop now climbing the pocket. He's going to float this one deep. He has a man, and it is incomplete. looking for Reginald Hoax the third down the field. He had a step on his man, but Willoughby just not enough mustard on that one. Tim looked like he kind of had to slow up for it and allow the DB
Yeah.
to get back in the play.
Two things actually, Tanner. It was the ball had to be thrown a little bit farther. We got a little too much in the air, but when the receivers are that close to each other, someone ran the wrong route. One of them was supposed to stop and probably stopped their route at about the 7 to 10 yard line, and the other one was supposed to keep running. They both kept running. That makes it very easy for the defense to knock down the ball, especially when the ball was floated a little bit too much there by Willoughby. Just a little too much air underneath that one.
Trips far side now for the Cats on this 2nd down and 10. Here's the shotgun snap. Willoughby, the give to Torrey Anderson, finds a crease, and he'll pick up about 4 yards on the play before he gets driven back. That'll make it 3rd down. Aaron Jenkins, number 52, one of the Hawks in on the tackle there.
Normally, the second run for the Cats, they're both basically the same run play, but on both times they got 5 or 6 yards. So, but and again, brings up a reasonable third down, a third and maybe 6 yards, maybe seven, give or take. So, at least somewhat reasonable for the Cats. Look for them to attack the middle of the field again.
Under 9 minutes left to go in this first quarter. This the second possession of the day for ECC on offense. Here's Willoughby. He fires looking for Hoax, and that one is intercepted. Now coming back the other way. One man to beat, cuts it back, and it's going to be a pick six for Hocking.
Yeah, Saheed Davis takes a big advantage there of the pass by Willoughby that just soared over the head of the receiver, right into the hands of number 47, Shaheed Davis, who took it to the house for the 6 points for the Hocking Hawks. Huge defensive stance and just a huge momentum swing too. So, Hocking needed something to go their way because they were out of sorts, but huge play for the Hocking defense. Take a look at number 71 for Hocking. That is a big boy. Just notice him. Curtis Hale, offensive lineman. That is a monster out there. Wow, that's some nice size there for the offensive line.
And here's the PAT snap down, kick on the way, and it is good. So 8:24 left in the first quarter. A pick six for the Hawks. They lead this one 7-3 here on an uncharacteristic turnover for Noah Willoughby. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast only 2 interceptions on the season. He had been very good taking care of the football this year, so a rare mistake from Willoughby.
Yeah, that was definitely another one. And Willoughby he's off target a little bit today. That's what the third pass that he threw over the head of the receivers, and that one actually cost him far more than the other two. But look for Willoughby to get it back. I think you got to get Willoughby in some really short passes, get him his confidence back, get him in some rhythm. Maybe just little quick slants, things like that, just to get him going a little bit. Because he's a little bit off target today, and I'd like to get him back on track. So good of a player that you don't want you want his head in the right spot. Coming off a pick six, go right back to the air. You don't want to you want him to get his confidence back right away. So look for him to throw right away, but do some quick slants or a quick out. Just you don't have to throw it downfield all the way. Just get his confidence going a little bit to get him back in sorts for the rest of this game.
Willoughby's last interception came on October the 11th in the 28-27 win over Nassau. Now this
Fumble.
one, yep, that's a live ball and a mad dash for it to dive on it. We'll see who's got it, and looks like ECC is able to maintain possession there, but that could have been a disaster on special teams. We had mentioned so far they had the upper hand in the special
Right.
teams battle
Almost tied
today.
it up there, right?
Right.
Yeah, there was some wild special teams going on for sure. We see punts almost blocked, fake punts, kick went off. The kick hit the ECC player off his chest. It must have went 10 yards forward off of that. So like a bullseye. That was pretty wild play. And ECC lucky to maintain possession here. Game's first quarter halfway through. We've only seen Hocking on offense on the field for 3 plays, but
Right.
they're up 7-0.
New running back in the game, Darius Fleming checks in now. 1st and 10, Willoughby trying to shake off
Yeah,
a
I
turnover,
think
and
you're getting a
now
legal substitution there, or either illegal substitution or too many men on the field for Hocking. They were little confusing there, or unless they called timeout. Maybe they got a timeout. Oh, they did. There's going to be a penalty, and good job by the coaching staff for Hocking to call a timeout there.
so each team now both down one timeout in the early goings of this one. ECC offense back out on the field trying to shake off a turnover there on third down. Willoughby throwing an interception, his third of the season, going for a pick six.
Yeah, and it was an interception where the receiver was open, so the play was
Right.
going to work. I don't know if it was going to be enough for the first down. No, it probably would have been enough for the first down. So that's like the second or third pass that Willoughby, uncharacteristic, I think you would say, would definitely like to have back. He's just overshooting the relatively easy throws that he does, 95% of the time well. But I wouldn't worry about Willoughby. Just get him his confidence back. He's too special of a player to worry about one play, so he'll get it back right here.
And he lines up in the shotgun here on this first down and 10. Again, Darius Fleming in there as the back. Whitlinger goes in motion to the far side of the formation. Willoughby handoff to Darius Fleming. And he gets up past the 45-yard line. Nice chunk there on first down. And I always think that's important in these games for ECC. We talk about the penalties and them getting behind the chains. That's a great play for you on first down, just to keep yourselves ahead of the sticks. And it keeps the playbook much more open on those second and shorts when you can establish the run game on the early downs.
Absolutely. That's the third, I think the third run that they've had. I think they've gotten 4 or 5 every single time they've tried it so far. But this is definitely an offense that they run to set up the pass. So it's a much more uh, 2025, 26 offense, if you will.
Byron Williams in motion. And again, the handoff goes to Darius Fleming, and he has a Cats first down.
But sometimes you have to go old school, and if the passing game isn't working or how you like it, you just got to run it down their throats. And ECC looks like they have the talent to do that. They have had a lot of success running the ball so far. Fourth run, and they're probably getting about 5 to 6 yards a pop. So, and a first down for the Cats there.
Fleming coming into this game, 40 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown on the season.
And most importantly, Tanner, that's going to get their linebackers their first move coming forward,
Mm-hmm.
to try and stop the run. Then you can try and throw it over behind them or over their heads then, as opposed to them dropping back into coverage right away.
And they're going to stick with the run here. Torrey Anderson checks back in and gets the tote, and he'll gain about 3 or 4 there on first down. And right on cue, back in comes Darius Fleming.
Yeah, and you'll see this is going to set up some RPOs here for Willoughby, where he'll read the linebackers and hold the run pass option. The linebackers step forward. He's going to throw it right over their heads in the middle of the field. That's what they'll be looking to set that up soon.
Cats come into this game ranked number 5 among NJCAA Division III teams here for this week 10 of the regular season. Second down, Willoughby in the shotgun. Whitlinger goes in motion to the left side of the offensive formation, and Fleming gets the call running that direction. And he runs into a sea of humanity there. Still gain a couple yards, make it a manageable third down. ECC has yet to convert a third down in this game.
I think you're definitely looking at possible 4 down territory from this range. You have third down and about 3.5 yards or so. So look for them to go 2 plays if need be here, because they're definitely out of field goal range and in that range where punting really doesn't do a whole lot of good. So look for them to maybe run the ball again and see if they can get close to that first down, if not get it all.
They've yet to throw the ball here on this drive. Byron Williams goes in motion. Willoughby, handoff. Trying to take it off tackle there is Fleming, and he did not get the first down, but he got awful close.
It's going to be about 1.5 yards shy. I'd like to see ECC get right up to the ball if they could here. I think that would be smart to do, but they are going to take their time. But they're definitely keeping their offense on the field here. So big play here for the early part of the game. This is the biggest play of the game so far. So ECC trying to get this game tied or take the lead back, down 7-3.
Cats have converted their last 3 fourth down attempts. They went 2 for 2 last week and 1 for 1 today on the fake punt on their first drive of the game. Here's Willoughby, like maybe trying to get him with a hard count
Yeah.
there. And now they will
Fumble.
snap it, and it is fumbled. Darius Fleming recovered.
It's close. I think it's short of the first down.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, it looks like they are saying that is a turnover on down. So kind of shot themselves in the foot there with the fumble there. Almost fumbled it forward enough for the first down, but
Right.
again, another unfortunate turnover for ECC as the second time in a row that they will end their offense on turnovers.
And we'll see the Hocking offense back on the field here. 4:35 left to go in the first quarter. They went 3 and out on their last possession. Upshaw's going to pull it out and throw, try to get it on the edge to one of his playmakers. It is Daniel Colburn there on the reception. And he picks up a few.
It's one of those plays that they're almost looking to set that up later for where he would step backwards and throw that ball. If you saw, he was there was a forward pass, so obviously couldn't do it there, but they might disguise that later as running that play again. But he's actually going to catch it backwards and maybe able to throw it. It looks like maybe a little bit of a setup play there.
Second down and short. 4 receivers, trips far side. Upshaw hands it off up the middle. And that is Michael Hall on the carry, and he's got enough for a Hawks first down, their first of the day.
And number 8, Mike Hall, big run there. He's got big legs, big, nice looking running back there. Number 8 in the white picks up a first down and also in Cat territory. Still 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first quarter.
From the Cats 48-yard line, it is first down and 10. Upshaw fires, and that one is intercepted. Joshua Larrier, and he is taken down at the Cats 45-yard line. So they turn it over on downs. No harm, no foul as Larrier gets the INT. We saw him down on the sideline shaken up earlier in the game. I think he's fine after that.
Sure is, and a great play there. Upshaw just basically just didn't see him there. So it looked like he had the receiver cutting across the middle, and the defensive back did a great job. Number 7, Larrier, what he did is he just stayed home, and all he did is stay in his zone and just jumped on the ball, made a really nice play to go up and get it at the highest point. So great job, and maybe that momentum change that the Cats needed right away. And let's see if they can get this going offensively now.
Second pick of the season for Larrier, and the Cats have it from their own 45. It's first down and 10. Willoughby sends Rossman in motion to the near side of the formation, and it's going to be a handoff. Rumbling up the middle, short gain on first down. The ball carrier there, Warburton.
So it looks like the last few plays defensively, Hocking has made some adjustment to stop the run going up the middle. So a nice job by the Hawks defensive crew to make that adjustment because the ECC was popping off about 5 to 6 yards, almost 4, 5, 6 yards at a time, basically on the same play, just going right up the middle. So nice job by the Hawking to adjust either their tackles and their linebackers or both to stop the run the last few plays.
Rossman again motions near side. Willoughby takes the snap. He's looking to throw, hanging tight in the
Fumble.
pocket. He's sacked. The ball is out, and we'll see who has recovered.
I think Hocking has it. They do.
And they come away with the football, and the refs signal Hocking ball. So it's been a bit of a turnover fest here in this game. And this time, the Hawks, the beneficiaries, as they'll start off in plus territory.
You may have jinxed him a little bit with the sacks that you mentioned earlier, because he is that's the second time he's gotten sacked, and another fumble though. So back-to-back series where there was fumbles. So actually, that's a third in a row. So you had the interception, fumble, fumble for ECC. So the offense all out of sorts here for ECC, which didn't start the game that way. They had receivers open, and you see the frustration here on the sideline.
Yeah.
Willoughby tossing his helmet. He's obviously upset with himself.
There goes a carry on first down for Hocking. It is Nicarius Allgood there on the carry. And for Noah Willoughby, again, you mentioned slamming his helmet down on the turf there in frustration. He's been clean with the ball through the air, has 3 picks, including today's, but now that's his 9th fumble on the season, 7th lost.
I mean, on a tenor, you think if I said, 2 fumble losses, an interception for a touchdown, you think they're down, 2, 3 scores. It's
Right.
only 7-3. So,
Yep.
all things considered, I mean, it probably couldn't go any worse than it is right now for ECC. And you're only down 7-3, with plenty of time. So, plenty of time for adjustments. Just got to get things back on track and go back to the basics.
Second down and short. Here goes the handoff coming near side. It's all good on the carry once again. There is a flag down in the offensive backfield.
Yeah, should probably get a hold here. Should back them up 10 yards.
And indeed, it is a hold against the offense.
I mean, at this point for the first quarter, it's which offense are going to make the least amount of mistakes.
Right.
It's just they're for what we mentioned, in the pregame or just the start of the game is that the offenses are so good. They score so many points, both these teams. So very uncharacteristics of both these teams to be this out of sorts offensively. So that's going to bring up a second down and 15 or so.
Indeed. Second and 15 from the ECC 46-yard line. Upshaw in the shotgun. Two backs, one motions out. And here's Upshaw. He is going to roll to his right, being pressured. Now he is just going to tuck it and run and ducks out of bounds around the 41-yard line. So he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage here. Make it about third down and 10.
Yeah, third down and 10. And again, kind of in that area where it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. If you get some positive yards, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good to punt. So if they can get at, minimum 4 to 5 yards on this play, look for them to go for it on fourth down. Obviously, a negative play or a status quo type play that you might be in punt range. But if you can get 4 or 5 yards for this Hawks offense, look for them to go four down territory. Yeah, one-on-one coverage here, but
Here's Upshaw. He's going to throw over toward the far sideline.
oh,
It is dropped. Necarious Allgood was open, but that one slips through his hands. It's incomplete. Fourth down and 9.
I tell you that was a fantastic play call. I really, really good play call. Really good uh, thrown ball. Everything perfect, but just unable to haul it in, and he easily had the first down there. And they are keeping their offense on the field.
We talked about the miscues for ECC as far as the turnovers go, but for Hocking, that's now 2 drives they've had in this game where there's been drive-ending drops.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it isn't any. Yeah, they're not going for it on fourth down, but again, a great play call because he was wide open, like out of the backfield, number one, which is a running back, and sometimes that's why they're the running back and not the receiver, right?
Timeout called by Hocking. That's their second of the half. And we will take a timeout as well. Back after this on Western New York Athletics. Back here, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. It is fourth down. Here is Upshaw being pressured by Ikegwanu. He rolls to his right and now backpedaling. Got to get rid of it. He's just going to try and tuck it and run, and he'll be taken out of bounds right there at the original line of scrimmage. So a turnover on downs forced by the Cats defense.
Yeah, I got to be honest, not a great play there by Upshaw. On fourth down, you may as well just throw it up to
Yep.
the end zone and see what happens. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing, really nothing you can do there by stepping out of bounds. Um, Yeah, that's one that I think the coaching staff will be on him about. He has to at least know the down and distance there. It's fourth down. You got to throw it up and just either help. Maybe you get a penalty or something, but you got to at least attempt to try and get an offensive play there. But 1 second left here is the last play of the quarter, and another turnover for the offense. I'm just going back and forth with turnovers so far here.
That's what they call the old arm punt right there. That's what you would have
Right.
liked to have seen there. First down and 10 for the Cats. They have it in their own territory. Here's Willoughby. He is going to throw. He fires this one looking for Jarrell Green, and again, it's incomplete. Those two 0 for 3 so far today. Green been targeted 3 times, has been able to come up with any of them there, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. It is 7-3 in favor of the Hawks, but ECC will have possession here when we come back on Western New York Athletics. Back here at Williamsville South High School, start of the second quarter. It is second down and 10 for the Cats. Two receivers, two tight ends, one back. Here's Willoughby. He will throw. Progressing through the play, now trying to escape, and he does to his right. Willoughby gonna throw on the move, and that is incomplete. Tried to throw it back across the middle there. He was looking for Reginald Hoax the third, but those two could not hook up. It's going to be third down and 10. Just give credit to Willoughby there for
Yeah,
being able to escape that. I thought they had him dead to rights there.
sure did. You see the elusiveness of Willoughby there. They almost got him by his towel, I believe, or his the back of his jersey. But Willoughby got away, and I'd like to see the receivers do a better job of coming to him when that happens. The receivers have to break their routes when the quarterback has to scramble. Your routes are they stop, and you just go towards the quarterback to make it a reasonable pass. And again, just the quarterback receiver combo is just out of sorts today.
Willoughby looking to throw here on third down, and again, he's going to have to do some extension. Coming to his left now, and he is going to try and keep it, and he gets taken down for a short loss there, only about a loss of a yard, but it'll be fourth down, no less here for the Cats.
And you see, credit there to the defensive backs for the Hawks, where Willoughby was able to scramble to give himself a lot of time, but just nobody open. And a great job there by the defense of the Hulking Hawks. Are not really known for their defense, but they've been really played really well today, slowing this offensive unit down. And two or three turnovers now, and also just forcing another punt.
And here's Gavin Carney able to get this one away. And it's going to take a Cats bounce, be fielded at the 30-yard line. Now on the run back, nothing there. Mohamed Kaba
Hmm.
there on the return. He had nowhere to go. So good coverage by the Cats special teams.
Yeah, if you think about it, Tanner, Hawking has really forced ECC into a punt or a turnover every single possession
Yep.
so far. They do have the 3 points, but that came off a fake punt. So they did force them into a punt mode. So we mentioned about the offense for Hawking normally very well. They score a lot of points, and that wasn't the issue. But hats off to the defense so far because they've done a heck of a job slowing this EC Cat offense down for sure.
And here is Upshaw, the first down give to Allgood running far side, gets taken down at about the 36-yard line. And the defense has been the issue for Hawking coming into this game this
Yeah,
year, giving up on average 29.3 points per game. Since their opening day victory, when they held their opponent in that game to 12 points, they've given up 193 points over the last 6 games, which equates to 32.2 points per game. So that was the problem coming in to the game for Hawking this year, but they have been stout
sure.
as can be in this one.
They definitely took it as a challenge today, that's for sure. And so far they're up for it. Fumble.
Second down
Nope,
play,
no fumble.
and
Nope.
indeed, no fumble there, but a loss of yards as Sammy Ikegwanu doing what he does, getting into the backfield there and blowing that play up.
Another name that we are accustomed to having in this area, Lackawanna native, but great job there again getting in the backfield and really nice size offensive line for the Hocking Hawks. They got some big boys
Mhm.
up there. So good job there by the defense of the Cats, bringing up a third down and about nine and a half maybe to get a first down. I apologize. They don't have it on the scoreboard, so we're kind of winging it here.
Mm.
So
You mentioned the big guys on that offensive line. I get back to that after this here, but Upshaw throws over the middle, and again, it is dropped. So now you've had 3 drops on third down for Hawking, and that's probably going to lead to a punting situation
yeah,
here.
and that is a second drop in a row on third
Yep.
down that very easily would have brought up a first down. That one was Trishan Baxter, the receiver. Again, hats off to Upshaw. The last couple drives, he's looked sharp
Mhm.
being a quarterback. Put the ball in great places, and just for some reason, just unable. The receivers unable to haul it in. But a lot of mistakes here on both offenses here, uncharacteristics of teams that score in the 30s or 40s almost every game.
And again, the punt here, somehow able to get it off, and Jackson Moritz is going to call for a fair catch. LaQuaylen Battle, the punter, he has been under siege in
Yeah,
this one. Credit to him for being able to get that one off as he had two cats in his face there.
right. And I got to be honest, that's the center's got to get that ball. He's got to get the ball, get it back there faster. It's kind of ballooning up, and that's gonna make the defensive line just rush in every single time. The snap has to come back fast and hard for the punters. If it's ballooned up like that, you're going to see him almost blocked every single time. That's the second one that should have been blocked realistically.
Here is Willoughby on first down, takes the snap, takes a deep drop. Now he's going to drift to his left, sets his feet, throws, and he finds Reginald Hoax. And Hoax along the far sideline stayed in bounds, and he's going to pick up a whole lot of yak here. He's still going. Reginald Hoax down to the Hocking 35-yard line. There's a way to jumpstart the offense.
Absolutely, and you hit the nail on the head there. Jump start. That might be what the Cats needed right there. Get the juices going a little bit. Get the confidence going. More importantly, and a huge game there from Willoughby to Hoax down inside to about the 23-yard line of the Hawks. So a huge swing there. And let's see if the Cats offense can get back into sync here because of that play.
Reginald Hoax, he is electric. Every time the ball is in his hands, something special happens. He scored 4 touchdowns over the last 3 games, 3 in the receiving game, 1 in the kick return game, and now a timeout is going to be called by ECC. That is their second of the half, so both teams now have spent 2 timeouts here, and we'll take a timeout as well. Back after this on Western New York Athletics. 11:26 left here in the second quarter. ECC deep in enemy territory here after a big catch and run by Reginald Hoax the play prior. Now Nigel Rossman goes in motion across the formation. Here's Willoughby, takes the snap, short drop. He's going to fire to the end zone, looking for the big man, Kylie Scott Harper, trying to work back to the football. It is incomplete, brings up second down.
Yeah, and you actually had like there could have been offensive interference there. You saw the receiver; he actually tugged on the jersey of the defender. So I'm wondering if he would have caught it. I'm wondering if the ref would have thrown the flag. To be honest, because it was kind of right in front of him. But nonetheless, they'll bring good defensive play there again by the defensive backs for Hocking.
Not a bad idea there, trying to give your
Sure.
6'4" receiver a target in the end zone, just unable to hook up. Now Willoughby hands it off to Darius Fleming. He's got a crease. Here goes Fleming inside the 10-yard line. Darius Fleming gonna make it goal to go here for the Cats.
There you go. You see a first down there. But like you mentioned, I like when he's 6'4", get it up in the air, let him go up and get it at the highest point though. So more of a lofted throw would be nice over there. But great run there again. And you see that what's working for ECC is they throw and then they go back to the run. It's instead of just running every time like they changed to in the earlier in the first quarter. But a big first down and first time they've had first and goal for this Cats offense.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Willoughby in the shotgun, Hoax and Green the receivers. They're going to go to Darius Fleming. And Fleming looks like he gets down inside the 5-yard line.
ECC taking their time.
And the sun's starting to creep out here a
Mhm.
little bit as well. Nice 48 degrees here. Perfect fall football weather.
And this is a big second, third, and fourth down here for for the Cats. They don't want another 3 points. They want to take the lead here. Look for a little bit to use his legs a little bit too if it need be.
He does have a rushing touchdown this season. Byron Williams in motion. Hand off to Fleming, and he is stuffed in the backfield.
Yeah, Robert Mullins there, the inside linebacker for the Hawks, did a great play. Basically came in unblocked. And a nice easy tackle there for him, but another miscommunication, kind of out of sorts offense, or someone just missed a block there for the Cats on a huge second down. So kind of makes things interesting for a third down. So you got two downs to get about 5.5 yards. Obviously, they can go for another field goal if need be. It doesn't look like the wind's blowing. If you look at the flags on the field goal post, the wind seems to be settling down real nice here.
3rd and goal. Willoughby's going to throw to the end zone. It is incomplete over the head of his intended target, Reginald Hoax III. This is going to bring up 4th down and goal from about the 8-yard line here, and they're going to send out the field goal unit. Gavin Carney was able to knock one down earlier in the game.
And again, that's about the third or fourth pass that we saw Willoughby this throw kind of just a little too high. He's just out of sorts a little bit. Sailed it over the head of the receiver.
Here is Gavin Carney. Samuel Stratton, the long snapper. The holder is Tommy Hunt. Snap down. Kick on the
Blocked.
way. It got blocked. And it is going to be scooped up and recovered there by Hocking. Not that it matters. It was Saheed Davis who fell on that one, had the pick six earlier, and now Hocking gets the block, so the score remains 7-3 here with 8:54 left in the second.
Just crazy. But then I also think the score of the special teams is probably 1-1 now. Also, just some craziness on special teams. I mean, things you see once a game has happened 4 or 5 times already today.
Right.
You know, you get a fake punt, a blocked field goal, a kick off that went right off the receiver's chest, but they were able to fall on it. Uh, two punts that should have been blocked. So it's just some craziness from special teams that, like I said, maybe you see them once a game normally, but happened about 4 or 5 times a day.
Here is Upshaw, the first down give, and not much to be had there for the Hawks. It'd be a short gain, brings up 2nd down. There's been some sloppy play really on both sides.
And I'll tell you, this is a really big defensive stance for the Cats. So you see the punt troubles that the Hawks are having. They can
Mhm.
force them into a punt situation down on their own 15-yard line or so. Um, look for good things that can happen from that for the Cats. So really big stance here to try and get them in a 3-and-out situation.
2nd down, the handoff goes to Allgood up the middle, and he's still going, keeping those legs churning, gets to the 35-yard line. Necarious Allgood on the carry, and it's a chain mover.
And you could disregard exactly what I just said 2 minutes ago, because the next play they made a great adjustment by Allgood, a running back who was a big, powerful looking kid who was very shifty, very hard to bring down with one tackle. You had to gang tackle him, that's for sure. Just he's a big looking running back, low to the ground, powerful looking kid. That's going to be really tough to bring down just by one tackler.
1st and 10, the shotgun snap, and this time the run going nowhere. Ike Guanu comes in to finish it off, but the battle of the trenches that time definitely won by the Cats there on that 1st down play.
And you see that there was 4 or 5 guys also tackling him. That's what they have to do. It's called gang tackling. Great job there by the defense of the Cats to make up for that previous run there. And I like what the Hawks are doing here. They're in no rush to have the Cats offense back out there. So they're taking their time, letting the play clock go down to about 5 seconds or under five every single play, just taking their time. They know their best chance of success is keeping the ECC Cats offense off the field.
2nd down and 12. Upshaw's going to pull it out on the play action, and he throws underneath to the near flat. The pass is caught, getting up to the 40-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 5 as the receiver there is Jesse Parson, number 88, the tight end.
Yeah, real big tight end. Good looking kid for brings up a 3rd down and about 5 yards, maybe 6 yards there. So nice play there to get a few yards back. Got number one now, the running back, line up as a receiver.
Third down, it's an empty backfield. Upshaw's going to loft this one up down the far sideline, and the pass is caught. It's going to be good for a first down. Tristan Baxter.
Yeah, that was a really nice thrown ball there by Upshaw. Put it where only his receiver Baxter could catch it. Just a really nice play by third down. And I'll tell you, other than like the first two drives, Upshaw has been throwing the ball really well. He's got a few drops that could have been touchdowns, if not a lot more yards. But I really like the way that he's adjusted to the second part of the first quarter and then in the second quarter. He's really thrown some good balls.
And he's going to take to the air again here on first down. This time airing it out near side to the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. And there are flags down as well.
Yeah,
But how about that catch from Elijah Gibbons?
I mean, that was pass interference, and he still caught it. That was just a tremendous play by the receiver and quarterback. The defensive back, I give him credit because he knew he was beat. He just wanted to tackle him. He was just trying to save face. But unfortunately, just another great job by the offense. And we mentioned earlier that this offense, they sure can score. And they show a I mean, that was a drive that started on their own 15-yard line, and about 4 minutes of play clock went all the way down and scored a touchdown. So a huge swing of events where ECC had it first and goal, and now went down, now going about to go down 14-3.
On for the PAT. This one is bobbled. Now the holder just has to pick it up and try and make a break for it, not going anywhere. So a special teams mishap there for the Hawks. The score remains 13-3 with 5:24 left to go in this first half.
So we mentioned the swing that it was where ECC had it down first and goal from the 5-yard line. The Hawks forced them into a field goal attempt that was blocked, and then the Hawks were able to go all the way downfield, complete a third down in about 7 or 8, complete that for big yardage, and then 2 plays later, a touchdown pass. But hey, hats off to Upshaw. He's been a star on the field, since the midway through the first quarter. I mean, arguably the best player on the field, but so this first half.
Made some nice throws. Now his receivers starting to help him out
Sure.
a little bit, making these catches. 13-3.
It's not just the catch; he's making the right reads. So the drop balls, he's hitting the open receiver. So whether they catch it or not, that's something else. But really nice job. He's throwing a really good ball, nice tight spiral, and really good job controlling that offense.
Here's Oyster. He's going to kick this one short, and this time it's going to be fielded cleanly. Now on the run back up to about the 45-yard line. They've done their homework on Reginald Hoax. They know not to kick it
Sure.
deep to him, the dangerous return man, averaging 30.9 yards per kickoff return this season.
And a real nice job there by the ECC return team. I thought he was real close to when he got it. His knee was down. It was real close because he was bending down. So good job by it's not the NFL where you have to be touched. As soon as you have control of the ball, if your knee's down, you're down right there. So good job there by the ECC receiving crew. So this is field position that ECC has to take advantage of. Getting it at just about midfield, 5 minutes, you're down 10 points. You got to punch it in the end zone this drive.
Last drive, able to get it down into the red zone, but unable to put any points on the board due to a blocked field goal. A little bit of a low snap there, but it's handled by Willoughby, and the handoff there, not going anywhere, is Cameron Warburton.
Yeah, Jalen Stoker, the number 22 inside linebacker, just blew up that play. Really nice job there. Just basically ran over the tackle of ECC, and that pushed him right into the running back. So great job there by my number 22, the inside backer. Good looking inside backer there, big kid.
Warburton did manage to gain a yard on the play, and he took a shot there from Stoker, but it's second down and 9. Willoughby, handoff again here to Warburton as, again, he is met and stacked up there by the Hawks defense. Looks like he was able to gain an additional 2 yards or so. Third down upcoming, and a man down, laying on his backside for the Cats. I believe that is Warburton.
It's like he heard something. He's in a lot of pain right now.
Big fixture of their rushing attack is Warburton. And he is down with 4:23 left to go in the second quarter. While they take a look at him, we'll step aside back after this here on Western New York Athletics. Back here at Williamsville South High School, Warburton there shaking up on the last play. He was able to walk off the field under his own power. Now he's being looked at on the trainer's table, but meanwhile back on the field, third down. Will it be a deep drop? Now forced to step up in the pocket, and he steps right into pressure there. He is taken down for the sack by Robert Mullins, who called his name a few times today, makes his presence felt there to force fourth down.
And that was just an example of the defensive line beating the offensive line. So no time for Willoughby at all. He stepped up good in the pocket, but the pocket collapsed right after he stepped up. And a really nice job by the defensive line of this Hocking Hawks, who, like we said, aren't really known for their defense, but they have been an excellent defensive team so far today. Nice punt.
Driving the return man back and then able to break one tackle and return it up past the 20-yard line. On the return there, Tristan Baxter. That sets up first down for the Hawks with a 10-point lead and 3:20 left in this first half to add to it.
Yeah, this is not how the coaching staff of ECC thought this game was going to go. That's for sure. So Hocking, you know, very strong offensively, and their struggles have been defensively so far this year. But uh, their defense looks fantastic today. They're just making all kinds of adjustments, doing a really nice job of forcing ECC into long down and distances, and hats off so far to the coaching staff of Hocking and the Hawks.
Trips near side. Upshaw hands it off. And nice play there by the Cats defensive line. Ikegwanu, Jalen Yearwood in there as well as they drop Kevin Gibbon there.
You see, they're going no huddle here, trying to do a fast pace offense here.
And now Upshaw looking to throw, and he fires near side. It is caught. And now the ball carrier still on his feet, making a couple of men miss there before finally going down. Elijah Givens, who made the touchdown reception on the last drive, and that makes it third down and short.
Big play here for the Cats defense. They can get a they gave him a first down. Gave him a first down, Sam.
All right, there you go. Now Upshaw escapes pressure, and he's going to tuck it and run. Here goes Upshaw, and he gets taken down there after a short gain on first down.
So now the Cats, I'm sorry, now the Hawks will slow it down a little bit. Well, they're right back at the ball, so they're still going a fast pace. 2 minutes left here. They'll
And
stop at
now
2 minutes, I think.
whistle. Oh, there you go. 2-minute warning. It is 13-3 in favor of the Hocking Hawks and looking to add to it here in the late stages of this first half. We'll take a little time out here as well. Back after this on Western New York Athletics. 2 minutes remaining here in this first half. The Hocking Hawks have the ball and they have a 10-point lead as well, but they're not satisfied here. Looking to add to it, it's going to be a handoff. And again, Gibbon with some nice tough running, and he'll make it third down and short.
One timeout left for both teams. I think the key also, for this drive for Hocking is you want this to be the last drive of the half, some
Right.
way somehow. You don't want ECC's offense back on.
Upshaw throwing, and that is caught. No,
Caught.
incomplete. Eric Thomas, the intended target, little back shoulder ball there, but unable to reel it in.
And another really well thrown ball there by the quarterback. So give him a first down on the
Yep.
previous play. It's a little confusing there for us. So
Upshaw going back to the air, checks it down to Gibbon. He's got a first down and then some with a blocker in front of him, and now he'll duck out of bounds there in cat territory.
good job stepping out of bounds there to stop the clock there. Minute 26. Both teams still have one timeout. But again, another really well thrown ball. The previous play that was dropped. So that's his third or fourth drop that were just really perfectly thrown. So the receivers got to do a better job hauling in. Looks like ECC was going to take their final timeout here.
They do indeed spend their final timeout. 126 left to go in this first half. The Hawks driving now down in ECC territory, looking to add to their 10-point lead here. And we've alluded to it a couple times, but their quarterback, Brent Upshaw, has really looked sharp here today.
Yeah. I would have liked to see ECC use their timeout when the clock was still running, as opposed to on a dead play, to actually use the timeout in the right way to try to get the ball back. But nonetheless, I think at this point, their goal is shifted from getting the ball back to not letting them score. Um, with only a minute 26 left, when it was third down in the other territory, they could have tried to get the ball back. But at this point, I think you just want to keep them from getting any more points on the board and have that 10-point deficit be not get any greater than that going into the half. As I believe Hocking will get the ball too to start the third quarter.
Right. So they have the chance to double dip here.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go with a run on first down.
Yeah, the first drive was the ECC fake punt.
Right. Second down and long. Upshaw in the shotgun with Gibbon to his left. He fakes it to him. Now he's going to throw. That is incomplete. Looks like him and his intended target not quite on the same page there. Looking for Daniel Colburn.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. That Colburn, Upshaw thought he was going to step to the outside, and Colburn stepped to the inside. So a little miscommunication there. So that'll stop the clock. The minute 3 on third down. Third and about 6 yards there, 6 or 7 yards.
2-by-2 set. Upshaw. Short drop now climbs the pocket. He's going to the end zone looking for Eric Thomas, and it's incomplete. Looked like he might have lost that one in the air. Had a little bit of trouble tracking it.
Yeah, I think he was the receiver number 9. Eric Thomas thought he was going to throw it to the inside, almost by the S on the south of the end zone. He actually threw it to the pylon, so he had to turn around. A little bit of a break there, but for the Cats because he was open there for the touchdown. It was a better thrown ball. So first ball that Upshaw really didn't throw well in the last couple out of the last few.
And now with 57 seconds left, Hocking calls their final timeout. And be trying to draw something up here to try and keep this drive alive. Even if you go for it and you don't get it, as long as you don't get a negative play,
Yeah,
ECC still gets the ball in their own territory and have to drive the majority of the field.
right. And again, remember like what happened on the last time before time. He's kind of the Upshaw made one of his very few mistakes that he made. He
Mm-hmm.
stepped out of bounds instead of just throwing it towards there.
Yeah.
But look for them to go for a hard count. Try and get the cheap 5 yards to make it a
Mm-hmm.
reasonable fourth down. It's fourth and about maybe 7 or so, give or take, 8 yards. So if they can get a hard count, get an easy 5 yards, make it a reasonable fourth down. If not, you want to throw it down towards the goal line if nobody's open to try and force them ECC to pick it off, or hopefully they would know just to knock it down.
Yeah, I was about to say that's when the ECC coaching staff should be saying,
Knock it
"Don't
down.
go for the INT, knock it down."
Right.
Fourth down and long. Here is Upshaw dropping back, now climbing the pocket, fires over the middle, and he's got a man. It is good for a first down, and now he's dragging two defenders down around the 10-yard line, and the play will be blown dead right there. But a big time throw
Yeah,
on fourth down and a conversion.
great play again. And you see the clock will stop until the alignment is set up for the stick. So it's a way of getting a little bit of a timeout.
Here's a handoff to Gibbon. He slipped through one tackle and still going now.
They got to
He
go
is
spike
finally
him.
brought down.
I would go spike it if I was them.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the coaching staff is trying to tell them to spike it, but they're not really rushing. They're wasting a lot of time right now. They are running a
In
play.
the shotgun, yep, they are going to run a play. Here is Upshaw looking. He checks it down. It's caught by Gibbon, and he's fighting forward.
Getting the
Team got the
touchdown.
touchdown.
Touchdown. Wow. Great play there by number 21, Kevin Gibson, the running back. That was really close to being in bounds, which may have been the half, but he fought all the way to the pylon. And what a drive by this Hocking Hawks, who offensively just exploded the second quarter for a huge 19-3, very unexpected lead against this powerful ECC team. What a first half by the Hawks. And it looks like they're going to go for two, try and make up for that missed extra point on the last drive.
And they come out with two backs. Upshaw in the shotgun looking. Now he escapes to his left, and he is going to try and get it himself. And he meets Joshua Larrier there, who lays the lumber on the quarterback. So the 2-point conversion, no good, but they'll take the 19-3 lead here, leaving ECC with only 13 seconds left in the half.
Yeah, but again, the play of the drive was a fourth down play across the middle. Another great pass from Upshaw. Looks like his number one target today is going to be Tristan Baxter, who's had a heck of a first half, and a no bigger play than that one. Play right across the middle, found a seam that he liked, and zipped it in there really nice. So really impressed with this offense for the Hawks, but you got to be just as impressed with the defense, who normally gives up a lot of points. This high-powered offense for the Cats only held to 3 points, and I got to be honest, they're kind of lucky to get that because it was we talked about the fake punt, so really nice job by this Hawking visiting team they've came to play today. There's no doubt about that.
And now Oyster set to boot this one away. Got some air underneath that. It's going to be fielded by Reginald Hoax. We know what he can do in the special teams game.
Got
He
to see
makes
him.
one man miss, and now he's angling toward the near side, trying to stay up, and eventually going to be dragged down around the 40-yard line. So 2 seconds left with the 60 yards to go here.
Let's
We'll
see
see
how.
how
Yeah, I
aggressive
was
they
gonna
want to
say,
be.
took the words out of my mouth. There's like three options, right? You throw it to the end zone, you kneel on it, or maybe you try a screen type of play.
Mm-hmm.
So I the worst one I want to see is a screen. I don't want to see a screen because that can bring up a fumble and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would either just throw it to the end zone or just kneel on it, take your medicine and kneel on it and see what they're going to do.
Willoughby comes out in the shotgun here. Two receivers on either side of the two receivers, one on either side of the formation. Willoughby takes the snap, and they're just going to run it. It's Torrey Anderson, and Anderson squirts through a hole. He'll pick up the first down, but doesn't really do much but pad the stats here at this point. So that will send us into the locker room at half. It is 19 Hocking 3 for the Cats. We'll take a timeout here. When we come back, we'll recap that first half and get set for the second here in this regular season finale between the Hawks and the Cats here on Western New York Athletics. Welcome back here to Williamsville South High School. We are ready to get the second half underway here between the Hocking Hawks and the Erie Community College Cats. Right now the Cats down 19-3 here, and Hocking will receive the second half kickoff. A chance to double dip here. They scored with about 13 seconds left in the first half, and now looking to add to it here. This one going to be fielded at around the 7-yard line, and now ran back, and a nice hit there administered on special teams.
So let's see what adjustments what adjustments Coach Kemp for the Cats have made. A situation or scenario that they're not too familiar with, this season coming in with only one loss on the season, down 19-3 at halftime. Definitely not what they expected. So all's going to start. This is a real. I mean, I know it's only the third quarter, but this is a really big drive. This could be a statement drive. You can get out of 3 and out or only one first down and get that ball back and score. It's a whole different game. But if the Hawks come down and score, new ball.
Here goes all good on the handoff, and he gets taken down for a loss there. Shamir Land was in there. Joshua Larrier was in there. Good job there. Just slowing him down enough to allow some of their friends there for the Cats to rally to the football and make the stop.
And I noticed some of the assistant coaches on ECC trying to get their players fired up on the sideline. They want to get some momentum change. It's such a big thing in football, and you see that they try to get the coaches are trying to get the guys jumping up and down and screaming for their defense to give them some confidence to get the ball back here.
Second down and long. Here's a snap. Upshaw gives to Allgood and able to slip through one tackle, but not able to get much further than that. And brings up third down, first of the half for Hocking.
So a nice start so far of the half for ECC. No yards forward. Third down here. Big play here. Try to knock down the ball. Maybe get it sacked.
It'll be third down and 10.
So the Cats here would love a turnover if possible. Really get this game changed away real quick.
They have one. Joshua Larrier had an interception early on in the game. Now they come out four wide, two on either side of the formation. Flag is down.
Delay game, man.
Yep. That's the third against the Hawks. Not a lot of penalties in that first half. According to my count, that's the third on Hocking. ECC only has one.
Also a delayed game. So a couple delayed games penalties so far.
Right. So a third down and 10 turns to third down and 15.
ECC did call for a pass interference that was declined because of the touchdown.
Here is Upshaw. Pressure coming from Delshawn Taylor forces him to scramble right, and he is going to pick up the first down.
Wow, what a huge hole. Because it looked like the seas just parted ways there for Upshaw. Able to huge first down there. All the receivers downfield and the cornerbacks looking the other defensive backs just looking the other way. Upshot took advantage of it and just ran up the right side for a huge gain, all the way down to about the 38-yard line. So a huge first down. Would look like a chance that ECC could take the momentum back. But Upshaw, who's been just really, really great today so far with his arm, that time uses his legs.
And he's going to pull it out and throw here on first down, and that one is knocked down. Could have been intercepted. Douglas Hunt.
That's the second time they ran that play. We talked about that play earlier where look for zero to throw on that play next time they do it. But ECC recognized it very well there. But look for him to slip a receiver downfield on that later on, maybe in the fourth quarter.
A second down and 10 after the pass breakup there by Douglas Hunt. He now lines up in the slot here as the corner on second down. Upshaw is going to throw. It is high, and he tipped it to himself and caught it. Nice play there by Elijah Givens. He had the touchdown reception for Hocking in the first half, and that time had to make an acrobatic play to make that catch.
Sure did. tipped it right to himself and able to stay with it. Just a really nice job there by the big receiver, number 85. Real nice size on that kid also. Another completion for Upshaw, but third down and a chance for the Cats to get off the field, get their defense off the field, give Willoughby the ball back.
Third down, here's Upshaw, takes the snap. Here comes pressure. He is forced to his left, and now he cannot
There it
escape
is.
the waiting arms of Jerry Hickman.
That's a huge play by the Cats defense. Just a huge loss there. And we talked about the struggle, and we have a referee down actually.
Uh-oh. Down around midfield. He's down on one knee.
Let's hope it's not nothing serious. Seems to be getting up. It's okay. All right.
For Jerry Hickman, picking up the sack. That is his second of the season, puts him at 2.5 sacks to be exact on the year. The last time these two teams played, even though it was a forfeit win for ECC, Jerry Hickman had 9 tackles in that game, the most he's had in a single game this season, including 7 solo. TFL had a pass breakup in that game as well.
So Tanner, here's the. This has not been easy going. These punts here
Mm-hmm.
for the Hawks. So let's see if the center can get it back to him a little faster than he has been because there's almost been 2 blocks so far. There we go.
LaQuaylen battle the
There
punt, and there it is. And now it's going to be scooped up, and
Touchdown
Jamal Drummond is going to return it for a touchdown.
on cue, like we talked about. And that one actually, the snap wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
The first couple, the snap was kind of ballooned, but that one, the snap wasn't bad. It's the blocking was bad, and a huge play for the Cats to get them on the board for the first touchdown of the game for ECC. And just like that, the game is just switched. I mean, just a complete turnaround there on one play. And again, we talked about the punting struggles. That's the one that shouldn't have been blocked. That was the first two very easily could have been blocked. Wasn't, and that one not only blocked before a touchdown. The ECC offense not really ready to go in, obviously, but looks like they have a swinging gate type of attempt here.
Jackson Moritz is in the shotgun. There goes Jarrell Green in motion. Here is Moritz. He is going to keep it himself, and Jackson Moritz in for 2.
And that's a big two-point conversion because it brings it to a one possession game, down 8, 19-11. We don't see that score too often in football, but 19-11 on a huge block punt for the Cats who really just changed the momentum of this game. And you see it got the crowd back involved, it got the players on the bench back involved. So just a huge play. You see how one play could just change things, and that definitely did that. But yeah, so the third punt for the Hawks, just really you got to say 0 for 3 because the first two were almost blocked. He had to do a rugby style, and then the other one was only went a few yards, and then that one was blocked for a touchdown. So great job by ECC, not only on the block punt, but the play before that, Tanner, was about a 15, 20-yard
Mm-hmm.
loss for a sack that set up that punt. So really nice job coming out. The first possession for the defense turns into a touchdown, and we got a new ball game.
Indeed, we do. As it's now an 8-point game, 19-11 with 11-12 left in the third quarter. Block punt return for a touchdown by Jamal Drummond. Now this one fielded inside the 5 for the Hawks on the run back, taken down at the 20-yard line. So now this ECC defense takes the field with a little more swagger in their step.
Yeah, absolutely. A little more confidence, a little more swagger, like you said, and a little more pep in their step. But let's see if the Hawks can respond. They have done a really good job so far of every time the ECC's had a little momentum, they've kind of just taken it away. Let's see what they can do.
That's the third defensive touchdown of the season for ECC by the third different player. Delshawn Taylor, Shamir Land had pick sixes. Now Jamal Drummond has A fumble block return for a touchdown, and there's a big first down hookup. That is Eric Thomas, and he is tackled down by Joshua Larrier.
Yeah, and it's good play call there to get everything back into sync there, and it's a nice easy swing pass, so a slant right up the middle to the big receiver Eric Thomas, real big number 9 there, good size receiver. Really like the size of some of these kids for Hocking. They have some really big kids at the right positions.
And here's a throw on first down. It is caught, and that is Baxter, and he'll pick up a good gain there on first down.
See Baxter, who had a real nice first half. Definitely someone that Upshaw likes. We have a ECC player that was trying to get off the field, just went down. Can't see his number. The ref is kind of right in front of him. 91.
That
That's
is
Jalen
Jalen
Yearwood.
Yearwood.
Yeah.
Yep. The Endicott High School product. Yearwood is down, and he's a big, important piece of that defensive line for ECC coming into this game. Had 35 total tackles, 8.5 TFLs, 2 sacks.
Endicott, a staple in the New York State football high school playoffs almost every single year. I think we've traveled out that way
Mm-hmm.
for some games or the semifinal games. But a team that you'd see often at the stadium.
Yearwood, also a lacrosse player for the Endicott Tigers during his time there. And now he is down and able to hop back up, and looks like he'll head off towards the sideline here under his own power.
Is the football team Union Endicott? Is it
Right, it
right?
is. They're
It's two schools. Is it
combined.
two
Yep.
schools combined? Right? Yeah.
Mhm. So Yearwood will make his way over to the trainer's table to be evaluated. Meanwhile, back out on the field, 2nd down and 5, give or take here. Upshaw pressured immediately, trying to scramble out to his left, and he was able to get away from Shamir Land. And now he's going to pick up a first down with the legs. So how about Brent Upshaw showing off the dual threat ability? He has carved him up with his arm today and showing what he can do with the legs as well.
Yeah. Just this third quarter alone probably has close to 40 yards rushing just on two really long runs. About 25 on the first one and 15 to 20 on that one. So Upshaw just all over the place this game so far with big arm, big throws. A really impressive kid so far this game.
Here's Upshaw climbing the pocket. He's going to do it again here, and this time slides down as Joshua Larrier was bearing down on him.
I think he had maybe PTSD from earlier. I don't know if Larrier hit him on the sideline
Yeah.
right about the 10-yard line, and Larrier just hit him pretty hard. I don't know if you recall that,
Mm-hmm.
but
That was the 2 point conversion attempt.
exactly. Yep. They didn't want no part of that again.
Now 2nd down, and once again about 5 here. They give it to Thomas on the motion, and he is not going anywhere. Got swallowed up in the backfield. Big time loss there. Looked like Delshawn Taylor was in there,
Yeah.
Gabriel Viola in there as well.
There was a little confusion too. It looked like number 44, Jerry Hickman, was going to out of come out of the play, come off the field, but he stayed as a cornerback there. So there was a bit of confusion, but Hocking unable to take advantage of it there. I thought he was coming off the field because as like a 12th man out there, but the inside backer went to cornerback. It was just a little confusing there.
Here is Upshaw looking to throw on 3rd down, fires over the middle. It is caught by Givens. He spins out of a couple tackles, and now he is going to be hammered down at around the 15 by Larrier, but not before he picks up a Hocking first down. Elijah Givens.
Yeah, and a term you mentioned earlier, Tanner, yak. It's a great job. It's yard after catch, and a really nice job there by Gibbons, turning in a really nice chunk into a very nice chunk. So good job there. And another great pass by Upshaw, stepping up in the pocket and stepping into a pass that right across the middle. So Another nice job.
Trips far side, hand off to All Good, the ball carrier there. Necarious All Good, and it looked like he slipped down there. And it looks like they're going to say no gain on the first down play.
So 2nd and 10, they can get a first down at about the 8-yard line.
Only two receivers here, two tight ends, one back. Upshaw takes the snap, handoff goes to All Good once again, and he finds a crease up the middle and gets inside the 10-yard line. Looks like he's going to be a yard short of the first.
Look for the Hawks to go back to Eric Thomas here. They have one-on-one coverage for the big receiver. I think they like that matchup.
Matched up with Larrier here on the near side of the field. Upshaw is going to pull it out. He will loft it to the end zone. It is incomplete. He lost it as he was going to the ground, looking for Elijah Givens there, and he could not survive the ground. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Man, that was close. That was really close. Almost one you kind of wish they had an instant replay on because it's when you're in the end zone, you just have that possession for it for the just a half a second, but another really well thrown ball by Upshaw. I wouldn't really consider that a drop. It would have been a really nice catch, but uh, another pass where Upshaw throws the ball where only his receiver can get it. It's either a drop or a touchdown.
So 4th down here. Upshaw looking to throw. Here comes the pressure, and he escapes as he's rolling right. He's got to throw it up this time. He does, and it is caught.
Just don't know if it's a touchdown or not. Now it is a
It is a
touchdown.
touchdown.
How about Upshaw? Brent Upshaw, a la Josh Allen, running all the
Mm-hmm.
way to his right, throwing it back to the middle of the field, which every coach will scream not to do. But what a nice play with his legs, keeping the play going, throws it all the way back cross field, and somehow the receiver was wide open for a touchdown.
And the receiver was none other than the punter, LaQuaylen Battle. Had a punt blocked earlier that cut it down to an 8-point game, but now he gets those points right back here. And now the extra point is on the way, and it is good. So now the lead stretches right back out here. That makes it 26-11 with 5:54 left to go in the third.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago in the third, we haven't seen the offense
Right.
of ECC at all in this quarter. So we had a drive that went to about 40-yard line. That ended up being a 22-yard sack and then a block punt for a touchdown, and then another really long drive by Willoughby and the Hawks offense that had a mix of runs and pass and a really nice play calling job there, and then a crazy 3rd down touchdown where he rolled all the way to his right, threw it back to the middle of the end zone for a touchdown. You see the ref's limping over there. I hope he's okay.
He's gutting it out just like I'm
Right.
sure some of these players down on the field are. Reginald Hoke's back deep to return for the Cats. Here is Oyster to boot it away. This one going to be a low line drive kick fielded inside the 40-yard line, then rumbling right up the middle into Hocking territory. So ECC will have a short field here.
If he would have scored and we still didn't see his offense, that would have been pretty funny to see that, right?
Donovan Huggett, the return man there.
So the ECC offense have not scored yet today. Let's see if they have a field goal. They don't have any offensive touchdowns, so they also had a field goal blocked in the second quarter, which kind of changed the whole momentum of the game. Let's see if they can get something going here and match what the Hawks just did offensively.
Here's the first down play from inside enemy territory. Willoughby will take to the air. He has to evade some pressure. Now he's going to roll to his right, and he gets taken down, ankle tackled there for the sack. Looks like that is Drayshawn Noah there, bringing him down.
Yeah, the big boy who's usually known for stopping the run as a nose guard was able to get a sack there for big loss there too. Loss of about 8 yards, 8 or 9 yards, maybe even more.
And this has been a problem for ECC this year, playing behind the sticks. Normally it's because of penalty, but that time Willoughby taking a sack. Not something that happens too often. Second down and long now. Willoughby takes the snap, looking, and again he has to evade pressure, and Drayshawn Noah got him again. In there as well for the help was Jalen Stoker. So
Yeah, back-to-back huge plays by the big man in the middle, Drayshawn Noah. And then you also mentioned number 22, Jalen Stroker, the inside linebacker, we'd heard his name a few times today. Third and forever here for ECC. So the first offensive series that they've had on the field midway through this third quarter is not going the way they drew it up, that's for sure.
certainly beginning rather ingloriously here with back-to-back sacks. Now third down and a country mile here for the Cats. Four wide receivers. Willoughby in the shotgun, Tori Anderson the back, and now a flag coming in,
Another
and
delay
they're
of
going to be
game.
backing up even further.
The second delay of game call for DCC. You're kind of in that mode with the same play as the last play of the first half, where you try a Hail Mary and you hope for either a penalty or a miracle catch, or you're just going to run the ball with a screen or a run, set yourself up for a punt that can get down in the territory of their own of the Hawks' own end.
Third down and long. Willoughby in the shotgun, trips to the far side of the field. The back is Tori Anderson. Here's Willoughby looking to throw. He's going to put it up deep down the sideline. It's incomplete. Over the head of Reginald Hoax the third. So fourth down and long, and you have no choice but to punt it here.
Yeah, and you see the receiver for ECC number 81, Nigel Rossman, screaming for the ball in the middle of the field, but Willoughby doesn't have a lot of time today. He's got to get rid of the ball relatively quick, which he's trying to do, but not always don't have time to see every receiver that's down the field.
And then certainly when you take back-to-back sacks, that
Exactly.
only speeds up the internal clock of the
Absolutely.
quarterback.
Absolutely.
Now this one gonna bounce and die right at the 21-yard line.
Wow, refs being real generous there, but not calling a penalty. There was a push right in front. One of the players for Hocking pushed and knocked over. I think the ref thought the ECC guy may have been acting a little bit there, but there was a push right in front of the ref at about midfield, and the ref just kind of looked away, shook his head, and I think he knew ECC may have been trying to get a cheap 15 yards there. But 3 and out, and not a good three for at all for ECC. Back comes a high explosive, on fire today, Brent Upshaw and the Hocking offense.
And they start out trips far side of the field. Upshaw pulls it out and fires quick. It is caught by Baxter, and he meets a host of Cats right there, and he'll spin forward. All in all, is about a yard short of the first down.
For some reason, I'm feeling a deep pass here to Eric Thomas. I just think they're setting this up one on one, and as good as number 7 Joshua Larrell is played as he is, it's a big receiver he's guarded one on one.
He's going to line up pretty much in press coverage here against him. Handoff, and the ECC defense wise to it there as Gibbon, the ball carrier. Well, they gave him a first down on the play prior. It
Correct.
looked like a
Yep.
yard short, but
It's that second, third time they thought
I
done
know.
that to us, right?
Yep.
It's like where they lined it up originally. When we look away, the ref moves it up.
Right. Yep. So they get Gibbon there for a loss of one. It is Second down and 11.
Cats are up 15, 26-11.
And now they're going to go bunch near side. Here's Upshaw, takes the shotgun snap, pump fakes, and he is able to throw that one away. There was a receiver in the area, but again, Jerry Hickman applying the heat.
Close to ground. You mentioned there was a receiver in the area. They're thinking about it, and there it is.
Mm.
There it is. Yeah, I thought it was relatively close just because he was in the pocket. Um, I think by saying there was a receiver in the area probably would have been a bit of a gift. So I think this was the right call.
And that penalty carries a loss of down also.
So very similar situation that ECC was just in. It's third and, as you mentioned, a country mile. Almost the exact same yardage. It's got to be third and 25-ish, 30-ish, give or take. I apologize. It's not on the scoreboard, so we're trying to wing it ourselves here. Yeah, 23, I got of that.
They come out 4 wide, 2 on either side of the formation. Upshaw in the shotgun, and he drops back. Now he's going to be flushed out to the right and has to heave this one off the back foot. It's going to be caught by Gibbon. I think he actually lost yards there by
Dangerous
making
throw.
the catch.
Dangerous pass there.
Mhm.
That one I think he should have just ran out and thrown away because that was flirting with a pick six for sure. But nonetheless, the punting unit, which has been, I think they have a different punter out there
Yep.
now, right? That's a different punter. Is that the kicker?
Yeah, that is Zach Oyster, the place kicker who's on to punt now. Battle, I believe, got a little bit shaken up on the
On the touchdown,
touchdown.
right?
Yep,
Exactly.
he
Yeah.
came off the field a little gingerly there.
After catching the touchdown.
Right. He caught the touchdown but paid the price for it.
Oh
Now
boy.
Oyster
Oh
muffs this
boy.
one and he's got to pick it up and run. And now he's able to get it off.
Not
Credit to him.
horrible.
Yeah.
And you kind of see why he's a kicker. He really couldn't catch the ball there. But hey, nonetheless, a nice job, rugby style, at least kicking it. Again, that's the fourth punt, fourth almost disaster. I mean, at this point, I mean, Hawkins should just go for it every time because, I mean, they are really, really flirting with disaster on these punts. That's crazy. The first two we mentioned should have been blocked. The third one was blocked for a touchdown, and that one was another good snap. So that's two in a row where the snap was not the issue at all. That was a good snap, but the punter on that one just couldn't catch it. But able to do a little bit of a rugby style and at least get a few yards. But Cats have to take advantage of that. They have to take advantage of this and punch one in the end zone here.
And they can't get behind the sticks like they did on the last
Exactly.
possession. Here's Willoughby. He's going to
Got him.
fire this one deep. It is caught and into the end zone for the touchdown. It's the tight end, Aaron Whitlinger. They only needed one play. Noah Willoughby finds Whitlinger for a 38-yard touchdown.
Yeah, really nice job there. And I think this was the play that previously he was screaming that he was open. I mentioned that he was screaming he was wide open. I told you to know that he didn't have time, but this time he made him the number one receiver and he was wide open again. So back-to-back plays where the Whitling was down the middle of the field with nobody around him. So it's the one time that the receiver was screaming and he was actually correct. Usually I don't love to see that, but he was dead right. And the first offensive touchdown by Willoughby and the Cats today.
Well, Willoughby did have a passing touchdown earlier. It was to the wrong team, but had a pick six. But now he gets the touchdown to his own team right there, and they're going to line up and go for two. Thomas Shea, the Depew product, in at quarterback. He's going to keep it. He's going to roll. He's going to throw, and he's going to complete for two.
Yeah, nice job. And we saw second time in a row that they were able to get the 2 point conversion. Last time they did a old school swinging gate, they call it. It's a really strange play, but they were able to get it in this way. Put Tommy Shea, who we are familiar with, a Depew native quarterback, came in and threw a nice pass effort to a big 2 points to make it a 26 to 19 game. So a back and forth battle. And again, it's a lot of mistakes, the punts and really special teams craziness. I don't know how else to say it. It's just the special teams, all the aspects have been absolutely wild.
How about Aaron Whitlinger? He had more yards on that touchdown than he had the entire season coming into this game. 4 receptions for 36 yards coming into this game, and then he just rips off a 38-yard score there. And ECC right back in this one. It's a 7-point ball game.
I tell you, I give him credit because he saw something that he liked on the previous possession, and I saw him on the sideline telling his offensive coordinator that his play was open. They trusted him, went to it, and he let him know with a touchdown.
Now here's Hocking on the return. That one fielded inside the 10-yard line and returned to just shy of the 30-yard line. So back comes the Hocking offense here. Forced to punt last time out, but they have been dangerous today. I mentioned averaging about 29 points per game coming in, and they're knocking right on the door of that here in the late stages of the third quarter. We've seen them get big plays through the air with the arm of Upshaw. Upshaw's burnt him with his legs a couple times, so certainly you're not out of the woods here if you're the ECC defense.
Yeah, but and another chance for ECC to keep the momentum, which has been just shifting back and
Mm-hmm.
forth this entire game.
Here is Upshaw, hands it off on first down, and there's not much running room to be had there for the Hocking ball carrier, Necarious Allgood. He gains about 2 yards there on second down as we're under a minute to play in the third.
You see Upshaw getting the play from the sideline. Bit of old school, some hand signals. You don't see that too
Mm-hmm.
often anymore. Usually a player will run it in or he'll go to the sideline himself.
3 receivers, one back, one tight end here on second down and 8. Upshaw in the shotgun. Here's a snap, handoff. Goes to Allgood, running behind the right side of the offensive formation. He'll pick up a few yards here to make it a manageable third down, as that'll in all likelihood be the last play of the third quarter there. Allgood on the tote, running behind the right side of that offensive line. You mentioned the size earlier of them, Tim. Their right tackle, number 78, Adrian LaForest. You want to talk about a big kid. He
Right.
is
He's
certainly a big man.
sure is.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. Time to make the switch to the fourth. We've got a whole new ball game here. It is 26 Hocking, 19 ECC. We'll be back after this on Western New York Athletics. Welcome back here. Start of the fourth quarter. And it's going to be third down for Hocking. Here comes pressure thrown out to Allgood there on the far side of the field, and the flags fly. Allgood picks up the first down, but I have a feeling this play is not going to stand here. The block that sprung
Yeah,
him wasn't all that clean.
got a block in the back. You used to call it a clip back in the day. You don't hear
Mhm.
that word anymore, but should be a they'll just really call it a hold these days. I think that's what they'll call. So it'll be 10 yards.
So that's a big time help there for the ECC defense. That's going to back up Hocking behind the sticks here with the holding call. But as we've seen, even in the third down and long, you can't count out this Hawks offense because they have been able to pick up some chunk plays through the air on third down today.
Yeah, it's important for ECC to stay home because a lot of times what they're getting, um, they're getting the receivers all the way downfield, and then Upshaw is taking advantage of that, but with his legs.
Upshaw on third down, escapes Ikegwanu, rolling to his right. Now he has to heave this one toward the sideline, and it is incomplete, nearly intercepted there by Shamir Land.
And here we go, the punt.
Oh yes,
You just
the
don't know what's going to happen.
dreaded punt.
I I don't even know how they could fix it. It's just been so, I think I'd probably move the punter up a little bit and just try the rugby style, maybe like you see a lot of colleges do.
Mhm.
Um, it is not the kicker again, though. You have number 28 in there right now, Douglas Hunt, is the running back.
28, that's Nicarius
Oh,
Woodard.
I'm sorry, I
28
apologize
is for
for ECC.
ECC is Douglas Hunt. And this one high end over end, and it's going to take a bounce. It hit a hawk,
Get
and then it's going to be fallen
where
on.
did it hit a hawk or did it hit a cat?
I think it hit a hawk from behind. It was recovered there, fallen on by Jalen Stoker.
It was close. It was really close to hitting the ECC player. I'm waiting for the refs to call it. Okay, they are saying it
Yep,
was ECC's ball. Good call, Tanner. It was close. The Hawks were saying it was their ball, but obviously they're going to say that. But
right.
that was the best punt situation so far.
hmm
Um, by the Hawks running back Woodard. But even with that, you still have really good field position for Noah Willoughby and the Cats. And I wouldn't be shocked if you try that play again at some point. It's been open back to back plays.
And Willoughby in the offense here with a chance to tie or take the lead. They are 2 for 2 on 2 point conversions today. They'll start out with a run, picks up about 4 here on first down.
Yeah, two for their last two, and they would be shocked if they didn't go for a third one if they score a touchdown for a third in a row to try and take the lead, which they have not had since it was 3-0 early in the first quarter.
Just under 14 minutes left to play here in the fourth quarter. It is second down here for ECC. Willoughby in the shotgun. Darius Fleming is the back. And here's Willoughby, takes the shotgun snap, drops back. He's going to throw this one deep, looking for Reginald Hunks, and it is caught inside the 10-yard line. There it is, that deep threat ability, that big play ability from Reginald Hoax, and that makes it goal to go.
And what another nice toss there by Willoughby. That one, the air underneath it was perfect. So Hoke's able to run underneath it and just run right to it. So back to back great long passes the last two drives for Willoughby, showing off not just his zip on his arm, but also his touch. And first down and goal and a chance to tie this game or take the lead with a touchdown.
Here's Willoughby in the shotgun. Hoax isolated to the near side of the field. Handoff goes to Darius Fleming, and he will burrow forward for a yard or two there to make it second down.
And Hoax all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina to
Yeah.
play for this ECC team. So not something you see too often in a junior college situation.
I talked to Reginald's dad after their last home game, the 38-31 win over Hudson Valley, and he had said Reginald didn't really get the playing time that they would have liked in high school, so that's why he came here to show what he can do, and he has done just that. Here's Willoughby, going to keep it himself, lower the shoulder, he powers forward, and he's in for the touchdown. Noah Willoughby takes it in for his second rushing TD of the season, and now ECC has a chance to tie or take the lead here.
I'll tell you, Ted, not only a great run, but also a great fake too. He had the two defenders for Hocking that he fooled on the fake give to number 20, um, Fleming, and you saw the athleticism of Noah Willoughby right there to pound it in, and they are going for the 2 point conversion here to try and take the lead.
Again, it's Jackson Moritz here in the shotgun. He's got Torrey Anderson in the backfield with him. Man goes in motion. It's Jarrell Green. Here is the snap. It's going to be a fake to Warburton, and he lost it. Ball's on the ground,
There is a flag.
and there was a flag as well.
I think they're going to get movement, which would be just an unsuccessful try. Actually, it's offsides on the defense,
Wow,
which
it's
is
against
really
Hocking.
surprising. So now you move them up, and I think you put your regular offense out
Right.
there. You just punch it in.
Well, it looks like they're going to send out the PAT unit. Gabriel Kemp coming out.
A little surprised by that. I'll be honest, Dan. I'm a little surprised. You have the chance to move up to about the half of the 1 yard line. If you're going to go for two from the previous spot, why not go for two now? Though nonetheless, they're going to at least line up for the tie.
Kemp on the season, 13 for 14 on PATs. Last week went 4 for 5. This his first attempt of the day.
Had a field goal block from almost the same point in the second quarter.
That was Carney on the
Mm.
field goal. They have a rotation here. Kemp handles the PATs. Carney handles the field goals. Here is Gabriel Kemp. He boots this one through, and we have a tie game. 12:03 left in the fourth quarter. Boy, it's been a tale of
Great.
two halves here for ECC. The offense really stagnated in that first half, couldn't get anything going, and now looks like a whole different group. We've seen multiple chunk pass plays,
Sure.
and now they have scored 23 of their 26 here in the second half.
Yeah, and there are two touchdowns. Both one was scored by a long pass, and the other one was set up by a long pass. So not really like long sustained drives by any means, but nonetheless, just punching it down the field. 26-26, 12 minutes ago, brand new ball game. This is an exciting game. It's got a little bit of everything, Tanner. I mean, some great plays, some bad plays, some craziness. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything.
The most points they've scored in the second half this season was 24. That was in the win against Buffalo State JV on September 14th. They won that game 36-7. They scored 24 of their 36 in the
Hmm.
second half, and now
23 today.
23 today. Gavin Carney set to boot this one deep. And it's going to be fielded at around the 12-yard line. Now on the run back here, out past the 30-yard line, and that is Nicarius Woodard on the return. So now back comes the Hocking offense here.
You see, Upshaw, he hasn't had the second half with his arm as he had in the first half. He had a couple nice runs in the second half. But let's see if he can get something going with his arm. He had a sensational first half, throwing the ball all over the field. Let's see if they can get something going. I still like that one-on-one coverage. I think they're going to have to throw at some point with number 9, we mentioned earlier, which is Eric Thomas, the big receiver.
They're going to throw on first down, and this ball carried him out of bounds there. He was looking for Elijah Gibbons, but that one kind of took him out of bounds. They were targeting Moshe Yant, who has checked into the game for Erie. That time put a little bit too much air underneath that one.
Yeah, he did. He sailed it out a little bit when actually was thrown out of bounds. So second down and 10.
And they are going to run it here. Coming to the near side, and he's going to be forced out of bounds by Moshe Yant. It'll be a gain of about 5. Nice job there by Gibbon. He was able to escape Delshawn Taylor there in the backfield and turn that into a positive gain.
And you mentioned another player that's coming from a long way, Moshe Yant, from Gainesville, Georgia. I didn't know there was a Gainesville, Georgia. I thought that was in Florida.
And that's just where he went to high school. Yant transferred to ECC from the University of New Haven in
Very,
Connecticut.
very nice.
He played 3 seasons of football for the Gainesville Red Elephants in high school, also a season of basketball. And here is Upshaw. He's looking to go
Got him.
long. He's got Givens,
Oh,
and he overshot him.
that one just needed a little more air underneath it.
Mhm.
It had 85 Gibbons. He did have his step on him for sure. Just unable to complete, and that'll bring up a fourth down again. And actually, I'm just staying on the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a lot of faith in your punt team when you're punting, when you're thinking of going up from your own 40-yard line. How about a chance for the defense of ECC right now? Take over on downs, possibly at the 40-yard line of Hocking. Make sure you don't jump, ECC. You're gonna timeout here for ACC, maybe. No, the play clock ran out. Delay game.
Oh,
That
so that changes the plans, I would
sure
assume.
does. I don't think they wanted more room for the punt team, so I got to think.
Right.
I don't think that was deliberate.
Oh, they got the timeout
I
off.
know.
Yep, they signaled late there, and apparently they
That's
got it
big.
off.
That's big because if they were going to punt, I hope they would have just taken the penalty
Hmm.
because you want to save that timeout. It's not
Right.
worth it. So I think if I've taken the timeout, I assume they're still going to go for it.
Hmm.
If they didn't, that would probably be a mistake on the coaching staff. But I look for them to go for it again still. So I think the coaching staff for ECC right now is screaming at them to stay put, don't jump on the hard count. You don't want to give them the cheap 5 yards and make it a doable fourth down. But this is arguably the play of the game for the defense for the ECC right now because if they can stop them here, you got a tie ball game and you take over at the 40-yard line.
Two backs here flanking Upshaw in the backfield. ECC has allowed opponents this year to convert 9 of 21 fourth downs. We'll see what they have here. Upshaw throwing deep, looking for Thomas. It's off the mark.
Yeah, that was a little miscommunication. That was the one-on-one that we talked about a few
Uh-huh.
times where he liked the chance there, but they were not in sync there. It was Upshaw thought that Thomas was going to keep going, and Thomas stopped his route. So they have it. Okay, it was a turnover on downs. It looked like they were setting up the punt, but okay. So Willoughby and the offense will take over at the 40-yard line of Hocking with a 26-26 tie with 10:52 to go.
And the Cats have outscored the Hawks in the second half 23-7.
I mean, they really any type of punting game could have flipped the field there for Hocking, so
Hmm.
that's really huge if you have that mistakes.
First down and 10. Willoughby takes a deep drop, now climbing the pocket, and he is
Watch
going to
behind
take
you.
off. He did get taken down from behind, but able to hold on
Yes.
to the football there.
Yes, good call there, Tanner, because that had fumble written all over it. You see a lot of fumbles in any level of football where the guy, a defensive player, comes from behind when the quarterback or the runner doesn't see him and knocks the ball away. But good job by Noah Willoughby to hold on to the football there and actually gain about three yards there, positive yards. So
Willoughby does already have a fumble lost in this game. That one came early on.
and the interception also. So
Right.
a couple turnovers by Willoughby today.
But in this second half, he has been sharp. Big reason why they've outscored the Hawks 23-7. Here's a screen set up for Warburton that is incomplete. Brings up third down here, and
They
there a flag down. Willoughby
well,
got hit,
yeah,
and it
well, it
is
looked
going to
like
be roughing the passer.
yeah, it looked like Jesse Parson was trying to plead his case. I didn't see a flag. It must have been hidden for us, but Parson was complaining that he thought it was a clean hit, but nonetheless, it'll be a rough in the passer and a huge penalty because they're walking way down.
Mhm.
I mean, it's going to be about the 20-yard line, so just outside the red zone now for Willoughby and the Cats.
With 10 minutes on the dot left here in the fourth quarter. That's going to put the ball down about the 22-yard line. So big play right there. You go from staring at a third down
Right.
where you have not been very successful today to a fresh
Exactly.
set of downs there. Now two receivers, two tight ends, one back. It is Warburton. Here is Willoughby. The handoff to Cameron Warburton, and he stays on his feet. Here goes Cameron Warburton, his best run of the day. He's still going. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Cameron Warburton, 22 yards, and that puts ECC on the high side.
Cameron Warburton, the Petawaga High School native, with a huge run to give them their first lead since it was 3-0. He was actually hurt a little while ago, so we were worried about if he was going to come back into the game. But great job there, breaking all kinds of tackles there. So another player that we are familiar with from Cheektowaga High School, the running back, a strong, hard run there, 32-26 with an extra point pending.
Gabriel Kemp on to attempt the PAT. It is good. So ECC, now their highest scoring half of the season, 30 points, and they lead here over the Hocking Hawks. 33-26 with 9:49 left to go in the fourth, thanks to a 22-yard rushing touchdown by Cameron Warburton. That is now his third rushing touchdown of the season, his second against Hocking this year.
And set up Tanner by a massive rough in the pass or rough in the passer play that really just changed the whole the whole the whole drive really. Would have been I think it would have been third and long, right? If it was because that was on second down, I believe.
Yep.
So just a huge play, got it all the way down to the 22-yard line. And this second half has been all ECC, down I believe 19-3 at the half,
Right.
and now have the lead 33-26. So 30 points in the second half for ECC.
And again, as I mentioned, that is their highest scoring half of the season.
But it's far from over. There's still over 9 minutes to go, and we've already seen what Upshaw and this offense can do. Oh,
And we
I
might
think it's
not
him.
even need to see the offense. One man to beat. Gavin Carney, the kicker, brings a stop to that return right there. And that's going to set them up with a short field. So after hemorrhaging 30 points here in this half, that's just what the doctor ordered. I believe that was McMark Zanders on the return, number 30, listed as an outside linebacker on the roster. But there he gets to show off his kick return chops and
Sure.
going to set up the offense with a short field here.
I'll tell you one thing: if they don't score on that, remember that tackle right there by the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
That was a touchdown saving tackle. So if they don't score on this, that could be arguably one of the biggest plays of the game. Just a tackle that really no one ever talked about. But if you're watching this game, if the Hawks don't score here, that could be the play of the game.
From the 40-yard line, here is Upshaw. Throws down the sideline. There's Eric Thomas on a nice back shoulder ball, and he gets pushed out of bounds there by Joshua Larrier.
Yeah, and that was the very very basic. Just every receiver just ran a streak down the field, and he just picked the one that he liked. What you're doing on that one is you're picking the one that you see one-on-one coverage. So they're only playing one safety. So the quarterback's going to look off the safety wherever way the safety goes. He's going to throw to the other side.
Every Madden player's favorite play right there. Four
Right.
four verts, four verticals. Here's Upshaw. The handoff on first down, dancing up the middle. That was Michael Hall on the carry. He'll pick up a few there.
This is the area of the field where they like Upshaw to throw to the corner, the back pylons, because they have the really couple big receivers. They have who we mentioned a few times already, and Eric Thomas, number 9, but also number 85, another big kid, Elijah Given. So two really big receivers where he can throw it up to the back pylon where only his receivers can get it at the highest point.
And you've got Baxter. He goes in motion into the slot here. Hand off to Hall. And Hall could not get away from Delshawn Taylor and Jerry Hickman.
I'm glad Hall's okay there. He slammed his back of his head. I don't know if you noticed that. He slammed the back of his head on the grass there, but he didn't pop up right away. I was a little nervous about that. You never want to see that. Third down and an obvious 4-down territory because of the special team struggles that, oh, yeah, you don't want to go for a field goal, probably. You want 4 down, so.
Third down, here's Upshaw. He is going to throw it toward that back pylon, and up goes Elijah Gibbons for the touchdown. He beat Moshe Yant, and now Hocking has a chance to tie or take the lead.
Yeah, we mentioned that they feel they have a slight advantage, obviously, with the receivers over the cornerbacks of the Cats. These are big receivers that go up and get at the highest point, and it's hard for these smaller defensive backs to guard them. And when you have Upshaw that can throw the ball up nice and high, it's a great job there as they are down one and going for one.
And they're short a man here, so
They got time. There's still 10 seconds left, so they're okay. This is a big kick.
right tackle comes running onto the field late. Here is Oyster. Does have a little bit of wind to contend with. Here's the snap, the kick.
Is good.
It's good. We have a tie game.
Wow.
Who saw this at halftime? It's
Right.
33-33 here with 7:46 left to go in the fourth. And we'll see this ECC offense back out on the field here once again as they try and retake the lead.
I mean, this is coming down to Tanner, who might have the ball last.
Yeah.
I mean, it really has. It's either one. It's one of two things: who has the ball last, or who's going to make the not make the big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Because the big mistakes have cost them both teams so far. You have a pick six and you have a block punt touchdown, right? So both teams monster mistakes at the wrong time. So 33-33, 7:46. If I'm the Cats, I'd like to see a long drive that brings them all the way down to like the 2-3 minute mark where you can punch it in. And they're not going to turn away a quick touchdown either, but you know what I mean. Ideally, but first things first, let's field the kick. As I said, we have seen fumble on this also.
ECC's had a penchant for getting into these close games this year. They've had 4 games this year decided by 1 point.
That means no Willoughby will be confident in the situation.
No doubt. Here is Reginald Hoax on the return. He could not make anything out of that one. Gets taken down around the 15-yard line. So this is about the longest field that the Cats offense has had to contend with all day.
And their offense has been really, really hot the last couple possessions. So let's see if they can keep it going. I wouldn't completely go away from the ground game either. They had set it up, and you saw the 22-yard scander on the last possession for the touchdown. So don't forget about him. Let him set you up for the big play.
Ball spotted at the 17 here for this first down. 4 receivers, 2 on either side of the formation. Torrey Anderson is the back. And on first down, Willoughby throws it to Torrey Anderson out of the backfield, has a block, and Anderson gets taken down along the near sideline for a short gain.
We mentioned in the beginning of the game that they do have dual threat running backs. That it's not just Cameron Waterburton. It's a mix of players.
Anderson stays in there as the back as they have 4 wide. Hoax isolated near side. Looks like only 1 high safety. They will run the ball here to Torrey Anderson, and he falls forward for about a yard. Bring up third down.
And I'm wondering if Waterburton's still hurt a little bit because you see him on the sideline. He's not.
Yep,
You think he'd be like right next to the coach, like ready to go in, and he's kind of behind the scenes a little bit. Let's
yep.
hope he's okay.
Got his helmet off as
Right.
well. Third down, trips far side of the field. Kylie Scott Harper isolated near side, and Willoughby, they are going to hand it off. Here goes Torrey Anderson. That's a gutsy call, but Anderson picks up the first down and then some. Goes rumbling inside the 40-yard line to the 41.
Nice job there. Big run there on a huge play. Biggest run of the day for that young fellow right there. So great job there by the offensive line, opening the hole for sure. Brings up a first down at the 40-yard line of ECC.
You said it earlier, Tim. Don't quite abandon the run game yet. Now, granted, I don't think we expected to see it on third and long, but
Right. Well, neither did they though. That was the
yep.
neither did they. That was a big play. 5 minutes ago, 5:40.
And again, Torrey Anderson gets the call, and Torrey Anderson with some nice tough running here, and he'll make it second down and short. And 5.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. It feels like ECC, they want to take this thing all the way down to the end here with
Yeah.
this play calling.
And I think, I give credit to ECC. I think they're just sticking with their game plan of going, switching the running backs in and out. Because I think Waterburn is okay. It looks like he's okay. And he did score in the last possession, but they give the players equal amounts of running time. And it was just this guy's turn, and he's showing that he's up for the task. That's for sure.
Here's Willoughby on second down and short. And they fake it. Now it's a throw on an RPO. It's caught by Reginald Hoax. He has the first down, and he's taken down inside the 45 of Hocking down to the 44.
Now the pass was great by Willoughby, but the decision was even better. You mentioned the RPO, which is a run pass option. All he's doing is reading the linebacker. If the linebacker comes forward, he's going to throw it over his head like he did. That time, the linebacker jumped in right away to try and stop the run. Willoughby did a great job of tucking that ball, pulling out of the running back's cut, and then throwing a real zip little swing pass right there to the receiver. Great job by Noah Willoughby.
First down, they go right back to Torrey Anderson. Now he bounces this one out far side. Here goes Torrey Anderson. First down.
And this drive just kind of setting up exactly like we mentioned right before, down to 4 minutes left. Another first down. I think you have to start thinking about calling your timeouts if you're the Craig Moore and the coaching staff of Hocking. You want to leave you want to have a little you want to have some time left to try and score. 3:50 to go. Another first down will bring it under in the 2 minute range. You got to start using your timeouts if it's another timeout. I'm sorry, another first down.
Torrey Anderson came off the field. Looks like favoring, I believe, his left
Yeah,
shoulder. Warburton's back in there. That snap at Willoughby's feet. Buddy hands it off to Warburton, and here he goes. Had a 22-yard rushing touchdown on the last possession, and now another first down here on the ground for ECC. It's Cameron Warburton.
yeah. Torrey Anderson. He looks like he's okay. He's off the bench now, and he was hot. He wanted to get back out there. He was having a really good series, but Cameron Cameron also up for the task. That's for sure. It's just inside the range where he scored in the last possession.
Reginald Hoax not on the field either for ECC. He's being worked on the sidelines. So here's Willoughby looking to throw, firing toward the end zone, looking for Kylie Scott Harper. It's over his head, incomplete.
A little surprised they tried that play. It stops the clock with 2 minutes. You've run the ball all the way down the field. You could have kept running the ball and forced them to start using their timeouts. So like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't love the play call on that particular play just because of how well the run was going. I know they're trying to catch them off guard. I understand that, but things are working. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
They go four wide again here. Torrey Anderson back in the game after a brief hiatus. And Willoughby going to hand off to Torrey Anderson. Sheds through one tackle and then gets taken down around the 15-yard line. So it's good for about a 4-yard gain.
I'll tell you, he saw daylight there. You can see how upset he was at
Yep.
the tackle. He was a leg tackle away from a touchdown. He saw those. He saw the blue end zone. That's for sure. So it looks like they're gonna. If Hocking's not gonna call timeout, they have to run a play though. It's gonna
Yep.
be a 2 minute warning. It's right at the 2 minute warning. If they
Play
so
clock's ahead of the game
right,
clock,
so
so you
half
got
a
to snap
second.
it.
Yeah, got to snap it.
Third down, Willoughby, hand off to Torrey Anderson, and Anderson has a hole up the middle. He's going to pick up good yardage, but he is short.
So 2 minute warning and fourth down coming back when we come back.
Well, a flag just came out.
Uh-oh. That's on Hocking. Oh, that is huge.
Mm.
That is huge. I mean, that's going to bring up a first and goal instead of 4th and 1. They are still discussing personal foul on a wow.
Oh,
That is. I mean, I got to be honest, Tanner. At this point, I might let him score.
yeah.
I mean, they're going to have the ball on the 4 yard line. So we have half the distance to the goal. So we get the ball on the 3 yard line. 2 minutes to go. I mean, would you agree? Would you maybe think about just letting him score? I mean, maybe see what happens on the first down, maybe.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, first down, if you get a sack or you get him in the backfield, maybe
Mhm.
play it out. But I don't know. At this point, I think I just let him walk in and try and tie the game up, or depending on what happens on the extra point try.
Yeah, and say you get the ball back with a
Right,
minute 45, two timeouts,
right. Because
depending on what happens here.
exactly, the worst thing that can happen is 2 or 3 downs go by and you get the ball back and they score anyway, and there's 40 seconds less.
Mhm.
You do still have 2 timeouts. I, if I'm the coaching staff, I'm letting them walk in at this point. If it wasn't first down, I obviously that changed everything. But because it's first down, they can run 3 plays. That would be at least 30 seconds or so, give or take, because with the 2 timeouts. But I'm probably letting him walk in, which doesn't happen too often. I don't think
Right,
coaches want to think that way, and
right.
I get it, I understand that, but sometimes you have to use a little bit of math in there involved, and getting the ball back is far more important sometimes. Now, if you're ECC, do you consider kneeling on it at some
Hmm.
point and just try to take
Just
the kick that
force them to use their timeouts.
exactly? So a little bit of a chess match, if you will,
Right.
right now.
So first down and goal after a back-breaking penalty against Hocking. Here's Tori Anderson. He falls forward and he is in for the touchdown.
Yeah, not sure if they let him or not, but nonetheless, we got a touchdown and a huge drive. What a great drive by Noah Willoughby and this offense, mostly on the ground. A huge penalty on third down, which would have been fourth down, fourth and about 1 or 2, right after the 2 point at the 2 minute warning. Instead was first and goal, and just a huge drive by Noah Willoughby, and what a fantastic second half he has had, just being the general out there.
Gabriel Kemp on for the PAT. It is up and it is good. So now in the past 2 weeks here, ECC has scored a combined 80 points. They had 40 last week in the win over Alfred University JV, and they put up 40 again here,
37 in the second half.
37 in the second half. And now their
But
defense,
not
well,
over.
yes,
Still
absolutely.
not over. You got a minute 52. You have 2 timeouts, and you're down 7. So
Right.
what do you if you happen to get in that position where you score? What do you do?
Hmm.
I think they would go for 2 personally.
Oh man, who saw this coming at the end of the first half,
Right.
19-3?
And the first half was there's so many mishaps and mistakes that uh, the second half has been pretty well played. I mean, obviously there's a few penalties that's always going to happen, but it's been a shootout second half and two very good offenses that it was almost like a defensive struggle the first
Right.
half, and the second half's been a complete opposite, where the offenses have just lit it up. But fantastic football game, no doubt about that. We've been really treated to a very well played game here. Um, but we did say who's going to have the ball last, Tanner. So let's see what happens.
And now this one is going to be returned here up
Great
past the
field position.
40-yard line. So with 145 and two timeouts, plenty of time here for this Hawking offense, who we have seen they can pick up yards
Sure.
in bunches.
And it's very obvious they like the matchups they have with those two big receivers. So they they think they have a size advantage. You can tell just by the play calling that they're playing that they've been calling. Look for them again. We've been calling it to go for Eric Thomas. Now Daniel Colburn also on that swing pass, the kind of reverse
Mhm.
throw. Don't forget about that also.
First down, here is Brent Upshaw. He's got all day to survey. Now time running out, and
Oh,
he is taken down.
that's a big
Sacked on
play.
first down.
I think he may have slipped right, kind of fell right into the defender, but a huge play and not calling timeout here. They're letting a lot of clock go. I mean, a lot of clock.
Down under a minute 20 left to go in regulation. Here is Upshaw. He is going to loft this one down the sideline. It's incomplete.
So you see kind of a lot of chaos going on right now on the Hawking offense side of the ball. They got to calm down right now. It's third down in about 20. You see the crowd getting involved
Oh
here
yeah.
for the ECC. Third down. You don't have to get it all right now if you're Hawking. Okay, you can probably try and get 10 to 12 yards right now. You
Right.
don't have to go. Doesn't have to be a deep shot downfield Hail Mary type. Look for your big receivers. Uh, look for Givens here.
Upshaw throws, and it is caught by Givens. He stays on his
Should have
feet.
stepped out, but the clock will stop because of the first down.
Man, what a throw by Upshaw. That's one of those throws that, again, it's like the cardinal sin of quarterbacks. You
Yeah.
throw it from the opposite hash to the complete other side of the field, but somehow he got it there. It is going to be short, 40
Wow.
seconds left. And here is Upshaw looking. He's going to roll to his right, directing traffic,
Gotta
and
get rid
he's
of it.
keeping it alive. He's going
What
to
a play.
scramble, and
What a
Upshaw has the
play.
first down, and he will step out of bounds to stop it with 33 seconds left.
What a play by Upshaw. He kind of had the defenders on ice almost. They didn't know if they should come forward and then leave the
Right.
receiver. But the legs doing the work there. So and smart enough to step out of bounds to save those two timeouts. 33 seconds left. Crazy, crazy ending we got here.
First down. Here is Upshaw looking, now stepping up in the pocket. Upshaw firing. It's high. It's
Intercepted.
intercepted. That's going to do it. Joshua Larrier gets his second of the game. A flag comes out late, but Joshua Larrier might have just put the exclamation point on this one.
Yeah, there is a flag. I don't think it's going to have any hindrance on the actual play itself. It might move them back a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
um, but kind of a little bit of a rushed pass there by Upsaw, who's had a fantastic day up until that point. But we have mentioned Lara a few times today. Had a couple big hits on the quarterback. Was hurt for a little bit. Came back out there. He had a tough task. He had a tough task with those big receivers, but makes arguably the biggest play of the game at the end, and looks like probably a celebration. Maybe I think he spun the football.
Yeah.
I know you can do a little more celebrating than what we normally do in high school, but I don't think you can spin the football. So should be a kneel down situation here. They do have two timeouts still, so I'll kneel on it twice. Let's see.
ECC going to call a timeout here. And Tim, you weren't with us for this game, but earlier in the year on October 11th when they played Nassau, they had the ball in that game late. Granted, it was raining. They had two kneel downs. They fumbled both of them. They lost the second one,
Man.
which allowed Nassau to throw a Hail Mary to make the game 28-27 at the horn, and then Nassau had the extra point partially blocked,
Oh
they
wow.
missed. So ECC was able to hold on. So we're not even
So
in
used to this
victory.
kind of drama.
Yes, even in victory formation, we're not out of the woods yet, but
Yeah. Yeah.
assuming things hold on here, ECC 40-33, 23 seconds left. All they have to do at this point is
You're
just.
actually in that range, Tanner, where as the time goes down, if you have to take a safety,
Hmm.
you can do that.
Yep.
Because of that penalty that kind of puts you in that position where you don't want to, you want to, obviously the worst possible case is fumbling the ball down in that end. So if you have to run out of the end zone, it's not the worst thing in the world as long as there's not a lot of time left.
Right.
But I think, I don't know if they're going to kneel on it or try and, it looks like they're in a kneel position because the running back's really close to him. Usually they're really far back, but because you want to protect him, you don't want him anywhere in the end zone. You want him up there. So I think they're going to kneel on it, make him use their timeouts.
Hmm.
If they're going to use their timeouts, they're actually not gonna. They're gonna. Well, no, they're gonna let it go. Wow,
All
a
right.
little
So
surprise
there
on
you
that, but
go.
okay. Nonetheless, they concede.
Yeah, they could only stop the clock two times. So assuming three successful kneel downs,
Yeah.
as here comes a Gatorade bath down on the sideline. There we go. Off camera, but coaching staff getting a little Gatorade bath there, and ECC holds on for the 40-33 victory. They looked dead in the water, frankly, at halftime, down 19-3, but then score 37 in the second half and come away victorious. Tim, I'm at a loss for words for this one. You try and put a bow on this thing.
Well, it's just the second half adjustments that the coaching staff made is just incredible. Just hats off because they were so out of sync offensively. It was just one mistake after another. 3 points at halftime, and they came out. They didn't abandon the run, which was I think one of the smartest things they did. They ran it right down, which opened the passing game. But defensively, the adjustments were fantastic too because it was all the Hawks offense was the show of the first half. So hats off to both sides of the ball for ECC, and there's nothing better than a comeback game. There's nothing better when you're down 19-3 at halftime. You come back and win 40-33 for just an exciting football game. Just really fun one to be at. It was my pleasure to call this with you, Tanner. I know that this is your normal thing, so I really enjoyed it, and you see the disappointment on the Hocking, and it's going to be a tough ride home, that's for sure.
That's now the fifth game this year that ECC has won by a single possession. So they have done a great job this year. They've made a living out of winning these close games, and they do it again here. They've had some thrillers this year, and add this one to just this miraculous season for the Cats. That's going to do it for us, for everybody in our broadcast crew, including our cameraman, Russ Battaglia, my colorman, Tim Chifa. This is Tanner Saunders saying thank you for listening to this presentation here of JUCO football here on Western New York Athletics.